Last we left off, the group was left reeling after the events on the elevator, but were given no respite before they were drawn quickly into interrogations to ascertain the cause of the event, after which the group congregated outside of the interrogation chambers. As another array of witnesses was brought in and the group was forced to wait, conversations arose. Zenesha was revealed to have left a detailed carving on the interrogation chamber's table, and Arni questioned Syranos after beckoning him to the side, revealing that his patron deity, Cord, the Stormlord, had warned him that there was a betrayer in their midst. Returning to the group, all were witnessed Chief Arcane Engineer Gortash being shackled and led away deeper into the watch post. And the captain who had originally detained them at the elevator addressed everyone, expressing the intent of the watch to levy fines and to criminally hold responsible both Gortash and Buddy. As the captain bared down into Buddy, Lieutenant Adelaide intervened, advising that Buddy should be treated with leniency. At the same time, Sashem reunited with the group, having been away during the events of the elevator, rekindling their connection with their patron, Moradin, the Allhammer. Syranos, due to his very formal and noble upbringing, which brought experience around hierarchy, was perturbed by a subordinate so brazenly contesting their superior in full view. He also noticed the very faint, glazed look in the captain's eyes. Bringing again Arni as well as the captain to another room to discuss, Syranos instructed Arni to dispel any magical enchantment that might be present on him, which, with consent, Arni obliged. As the magical control that held the captain's will fell away, he turned, cursing, and rushed back into the main room, calling for Lieutenant Adelaide, who was nowhere to be found, but was noticed by Basil to have disappeared from sight. With tensions escalated, the guard captain's attention turned to Buddy, insisting that he submit to a zone of truth and answer for who he really is and what he did. Resisting at first, Buddy finally relented and submitted to the magic. Many questions circled the room as it became apparent most were under the effects. Sashem asking why Basil had been exiled from his home, among others. But most notably, everyone was individually asked, outright, if they were a member of the Cult of the White Skull. When it came time for Buddy's turn to answer, Arni, by instinct, prepared to hold him with magic should things turn for the worst, and Buddy was incapable of denying that he was, in fact, the betrayer. Releasing the magic to hold Buddy, his spell was countered by Adelaide, who had then revealed herself. Before any action could be taken, she broke a large crystal vial that contained a writhing black liquid and threw it to the ground. As Syranos teleported to her, the liquid expanded rapidly into an undulating mass that lashed out with many tendrils of dark matter, consuming every person it could reach, which further accelerated its growth. Buddy, absconding with Adelaide out of the watch post, was quickly followed by the group as the wriggling mass explosively grew to consume the entirety of the watch post and beyond. As screams could be heard far into the distance, over the rumble of the entity's expanse, its form spilled like water over the roadways and the edge of the cliff face, forming an arena around the Forge Force and Buddy, with Adelaide at his side. The battle erupted after Buddy grew in his rage, his true stature being revealed, and a sickly green-black aura poured from him. As the clash went on, the ravenous black entity was held back by Sashem. Zenesha consumed a potion to match Buddy's continued growth, and Buddy even violently consumed Adelaide at her wish, repairing his wounds and using her very essence to form a shield around himself. In the end, as the writhing mass began to evaporate away, no true victor would be determined. Buddy, calling to Zenesha to grow stronger, challenge him again someday, made his escape, leaving half of the group lying on the ground, pummeled succinctly. As Buddy now flies beyond sight, and a crumbled cityscape is revealed, an eerie silence falls upon the moment. The Forge Force is left in the street on the edge of the cliff, battered and alone.
At the moment that Buddy leaves view. Soft rainfall begins. It's cold, but not cold enough down here in the south for snow. Just right at this moment. Syranos, after having teleported it off of Buddy's back and his shoulders, to gain ground here at the edge of the cliff next to your friends. And you look back to see that, at least for the most part, everyone's okay. What's going through your mind?
He's unable to keep the hurt off his face, as I'm sure most of us aren't. It's just too much. There's no words.
Basil, as you reawaken from being knocked unconscious, your eyes dart, your heart still pounding from the heat of battle, expecting to have to stand up and continue fighting, but no enemy remains. What's going through your mind?
He's looking out at the distance of all just the empty town, just the silence and the rainfall. Just thinking what he could have done to prevent this, and trying to loosen his grip on his sword, but he just can't. It's just clutched, white-handed.
And as a note, the cityscape for a couple of blocks has been utterly leveled. There are still muffled, not quite screams of terror at this point, but some wailing, fearful chatter in the distance. But the pitter-patter of rain on the collapsed stonework and wood that surrounds you serves as a melody of the moment. Arni, with Cord having attempted to inform you of this betrayer, but with him escaping. What's going through your mind? You are muted at the moment.
Arni is part of him is grateful that the rain is hiding the tears that he's crying, because he's just looking at the blocks of the city that are now devoid of life, just like he saw in Kamorda.
There's a little bit of a difference between here and Kamorda, as in Kamorda, everything was just erased. But now, the buildings lie in ruin instead. Sashem, you also rise from having been knocked out twice during this battle. Your body is stiff and sore. You can feel that even your body temperature is lower than it should be. Still lying there on your back, the rain beginning to hit your face, the small splashes against your armor ringing out with little ting 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 that you can feel vibrating into your skin. It's an odd sensation to be so aware of everything you feel to be so aware of your life when it was nearly taken from you? What's going through your mind?
Just anger. Processing more, meeting Buddy, and angry at Gilmore for not noticing. And also anger at still being inadequate.
Zenesha, you stand towering above your group right now. You don't know exactly how long this potion's going to continue to last. Your axe and the shard of agony gripped in your fist. And as your rage fades, if you so choose, the shard of agony digs into your hand. You realize it's been cutting you this entire time. What's going through your mind?
She's pissed at Buddy, for betraying them. She's mad at herself for not noticing it. She's mad at Orthax for not telling her. And she's also mad in general. And she starts to charge Basil.
Basil, you've brought yourself nearly to your feet at this point, and one large step takes its way towards you with a thump on the ground. And then Zenesha begins to approach at a quick pace.
Turn around confused, just looking at her.
Zenesha, you rush up to him. You all begin to see this. What are you doing?
Since she's so large, Zenesha's going to try and grapple him with just one hand, just grab him in the chest.
Okay, just go ahead and roll an unarmed attack. And Basil, if you're going to resist, just a strength saving throw. No, strength check, strength saving throw.
Sorry.
You're good. An 11
21?
versus a 21. As you would expect from someone who is effectively a giant right now, Zenesha, you wrap your hands around Basil's chest. You have him grappled. What's the intention here?
I'm gonna march over to the cliff and hold him over the wall.
What are you doing?
You all see Zenesha carrying Basil over to the cliff. Is anybody doing anything?
I'd like to step in front. What are you doing? No more. No more.
Is Zenesha able to make it to the wall before Syranos?
I was already at the wall.
Yeah, so Syranos is between you and the wall.
With her other hand, she's gonna shove Syranos to the side.
Go ahead and make another unarmed melee attack and Syranos a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Is anyone else going to be attempting to do anything?
Yeah, I'd like to I'm just gonna yell. I'm not gonna get up yet. But I just want to yell.
Saving?
Yes.
Why Basil? Basil.
Yeah, why me?
Sorry, did I shove Syranos to the side?
Probably.
Roll and save. You do. Syranos, you get toppled to the side.
And so with Basil
Arni's-
over the cliff, sorry, she's gonna say, I know that you are a blood-cursed Yuan-Ti. Your brown-scaled cousins slaughtered my family.
How long have you known?
Just before the fight started.
I wasn't a part of them. Please, put me down.
Either you can help me get rid of the people that were actually responsible, or I drop you right now.
I can try and help you as best I can. I've not been a part of them for years.
Do you at least know their language?
I do not.
Then what do you know?
I've been trying to study on it. I have a book that torn apart and missing pages, but it might help a little. Please, just put me down.
Zenesha, make an insight check.
It's a natural one.
You're not sure what to believe. In the middle of this betrayal, Buddy, as a member of the cult of the White Skull, and seeing a power of Ugandu exercised in front of you, the consumption of Adelaide, the way his mouth stretched to take the flesh and soul of another servant of Ugandu, and to devour her essence to heal himself. Just the horror of it, the shock of all of this, with having noticed just at the point before the battle started. You don't know what to believe.
Zenesha, I haven't known all of you very long, but I think too many lives have been lost here today. Let's just take it easy and talk, please.
Arnie's right. We need to see if anyone needs our help after what just happened.
I mean, I definitely understand that. But you also have to understand Zenesha's family. And she is talking. She hasn't dropped him yet. I think that's high five Zenesha. Normally she would just drop him, so...
Well, why don't we just at least take him off the edge of the cliff? I mean, if you have to tie him to a tree stump, that's fine. I just don't dangle him off of a cliff.
Zenesha will pull you back over and roughly put you down. But before she releases you, if I ever catch a hint of betrayal or lies from you, I will not hesitate to rip you limb from limb and crush your skull in.
The secret is out, so no more lies from me.
She'll let go and just walk a few steps away at least.
Zenesha, has your rage faded now?
This will be when she'll drop it, yes.
Go ahead and make your rolls. And Zenesha, as you're doing that, it's at this point all of you feel the adrenaline subsides. All of you incur a point of exhaustion. Zenesha, that would be in addition to anything you're about to. The emotional distress, the unbelievably intense battle, a long, long day, even though looking up to the sky, seeing the sun poking through the cloudy rain clouds, the light gray, it's barely even noon.
Anyone need a potion?
got a grater, I'll take it. But really, I got my own.
If you got some, you should definitely take it.
Done.
If someone doesn't have one, I've got one for you.
I reach in and grab one and I take it.
Go ahead and make your roll. After a moment of the rain continuing to soak all of you through your garments, your leathers becoming sopping wet, your boots beginning to soak, though it does wash away some of the grime and blood that is on you. About a minute passes with all of you in contemplative silence before you begin to hear in the distance a and then an echo further down the valley, then one closer, and very quickly wing beats coming up the cliff face, growing louder, multiple.
I don't like the sound of this at all.
And emerging from the edge of the cliff is a multitude of wyvern riders. And on the first and largest wyvern is a gold-cloaked individual. A brilliantly whitish silver dragonborn, clad in a commander's armor. Regally tilts his head up and surveys the damage and all of you. The wyvern comes down and it is a large wyvern. For everyone but Sashem, you would know what these are. And Sashem, if it weren't for the events that have transpired, you would likely be elated to see a creature like this, but it's hard to find that excitement right now. It's a very dragon-like creature. Deep, cerulean scales. Very, very vivid, deep blue. He lands and he looks over all of you. Zenesha, he kind of eyes you a little bit, up and down. Who can tell me what just happened here? Anyone?
I mean, looking by the looks of all of us and how we just got our asses handed to us, I think any one of us could tell you.
Still waiting for a volunteer.
Putting my sword away, I'll step forward.
Commander,
Captain. Steps off the wyvern.
Arni of D-Stock, and I've been traveling with these folk for several weeks at this point.
He reaches into behind his cloak and pulls out a scroll. Arni Stormborn.
Aye.
Zenesha Kraad.
That's me.
Just Basil.
Yeah, that's me.
Sashem. Shessu.
Yep.
And Syranos.
That's correct.
Where is the last of your party? Buddy, the Tempest.
He is the reason for this. Gesturing at everything around. And we try
Kind of holds up the scroll.
to stop him.
Commander Lucinda Steele sent this ahead. It arrived 3 days ago. That you were all to be allowed through on your quest. We may need to have a conversation.
Why does everybody always just want to talk?
Kind of ignores your statement. And at this point, 8 other Wyvern riders have landed and are dismounting. Doesn't seem they're taking any necessarily like aggressive action towards you, but they're present.
And what made me call you, Commander?
And it just pauses for a moment, surveying everything. I am Border Commander Fundra. I'm the Watch Commander and liaison to the Menagerie Coast here at the Wuyun Gates. One of the individuals around him comes up and like whispers into his ear. What became of the entity that wrought this destruction?
It's hard to describe. It seemed like it dissipated over time. And I think Captain Farah, along with some others, didn't make it.
Oh, this was the watch post. Go look for survivors. I'll be here. Out of respect for Commander Lucinda's wishes, an individual who trained me. I trust her judge of character. I truly trust her. But when you tell me that one of your party is responsible for this, I can only rely on that trust so much. So now that other listening ears have stepped away, give me something I can work with here. I would prefer to see the Forge Force out of the Empire on the morrow.
Hang on. Buddy wasn't a part of the Forge Force. He was just accompanying us.
He was contracted by the Forge Force through the Adventurers Guild. Is that not the case?
No.
Or am I misinformed?
We have Syranos and Basil. Those are the 2 that were contracted. Buddy was not ever contracted. We met along the way. I'm still mad at how we met and that I didn't know.
We're all upset.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you meet?
At a friend's shop. I still have yet to contact the friend because he fought with us and Lucinda when we saved the city.
Morta.
Yes. So that friend I trust is the one that said to bring him along.
I will say I understand why you're not giving their name.
Buddy was a plant from the cult of the White Skull.
But why would all of you be targeted? What makes you special?
It's not special. It's the fact that we defeated them in Comorda. Not only that, that's why we're leaving, is so that way we can continually fight against them. We're trying to protect the natural ley lines, not just the ones in the city that are false or man-made, mage-made.
Synthetic.
Thank you.
And as you say that, his eyes widen a little bit, and he says, who else knows about that?
I don't think anybody. I mean, Lucinda knows about the synthetic ones. Syranos, thank you.
Yes.
But no one knows about the natural ones yet.
Well, there was the chief engineer.
Chief engineer of the elevator?
Yes, they
They
malfunctioned.
carted him away.
What is their name?
Gortash.
Gortash Dune. Why did he come to know this?
It was upon gaining our authorization to try and help people when the lift went down. The whole incident as to why and how we found out Buddy was a betrayer. He came to know when we attempted to help with safety measures.
God's damn.
You have a way of contacting Lucinda.
Well, he kind of looks past you to the destroyed watch post. Somewhere in there is a sending mechanism. And they're damn near indestructible.
I believe at this point
He just
I should
walks
have
past
one
you.
charge.
If you choose to send a message by your own means, do so. I'm still going to find that mechanism.
I'll help you with the mechanism. Arni, I think we should save that for Gilmore. So I have a lot of questions for him.
Would you allow us
Let
to help
us-
you, Commander?
Like I said, I trust Commander Lucinda with my life. I would trust her with the lives of my children and these people. I doubt she would have intentionally sent betrayers, invalids, or incompetent fools. I am willing to help you. But that involves getting you through the Wuyun gates, into the consortium, out of the Empire, out of the reach of bureaucrats, while this is investigated and flushed out. Do you understand?
Entirely.
Let's start digging. And he walks up and, with quite a bit of ease, just like if Zenesha, if you were to help, he about matches your strength. Large timbers, stone sections thrown to the side. Who all is helping?
I know Syranos is, Sashem, Arni. Quick question.
Zenesha will help.
Okay.
Commander Fundra is what race is he?
Is a very, very white, silvery dragonborn.
That's right, you did say that, thank you.
Yep. Not enormous in stature, but pretty good size. Basil, are you helping as well? So with everybody working together, things move pretty quickly, but I just need a group investigation check. The athletics part of it is solved by number of people participating.
Okay. Don't forget your exhaustion points.
Yes.
My roll is a 15.
Okay.
So I put the exhaustion levels into D&D Beyond. Will
They don't really work for our system. So D&D
okay.
Beyond system is like the 5e system, which is like your speed is cut in half. You have disadvantage on saving throws and checks. Like that's. Ugh.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we're just kind of tracking them on our own.
Okay. So mine's a 6.
Mine's a -3.
Yes, I'm about to say. Zenesha is an active hindrance, throwing beams and stuff to places that each of you are trying to clear. And she's huge. So it's like really easy for her to be a big problem for the investigation. Nonetheless,
I'm gonna start chucking stones at her.
Makes perfect
well,
sense.
I actually need to roll for Undra.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a natural 20. Which makes it even. Just barely. And it takes about 8 or 9 minutes. And it's, again, falls completely silent during that time, except for the crashing of material. And eventually, given that he's the one who rolled the natural 20, he is the one to peel back this section of roof and throw it to the side. Basil, it nearly lands, like on your foot, but you step away just in time. Ugh. And he reaches down, and there is a crystal orb that is underneath a large stone, but looks pristine. He throws that to the side finally and picks it up. Is there anything specific anybody would want me to say to Commander Lucinda? I have one use of this now that the connection to its power source has been severed.
Oh, man, I thought you'd have unlimited.
Normally, yes. But given the state of things, I will choose the words if you all have none.
I'd say just tell her I'm sorry.
There'll be time for that later. Right now, there's mission to complete. And he rubs his hand over it, and swirling inside is just a little bit of arcane energy, then comes out into his hand, and he swirls it in the air. Commander Lucinda, this is Commander Fundra of the William Gates. Buddy, double agent for the White Skull. Forge Force will continue through to Menagerie Coast.
Ever get in contact with Chief?
Please advise on Chief. Waiting for a response.
Thanks, Fundra.
She acknowledged the receipt of the information at the very least.
Meanwhile, Arnie's going to lean towards Basil and going to be like, remind me who this chief guy is again?
The Commander Fundra? Or...
No, who is chief?
I've never met Chief.
Oh. Okay.
You are to, in fact, be passed through the Wuyan Gates into the Menagerie Coast. Is there any place of lodging that you have left belongings that you need to collect?
Not here. No.
Well, we could definitely use a place of lodging, though, for tonight.
That won't be on this side of the gates.
We gotta just get through. I just forgot. A Quintus.
Who is a Quintus?
I should have had Lucinda go and check on him. He's the protector of the natural ley lines.
He pulls out a notepad and a charcoal. I'll do what I can when I can. It won't be today. Looking to you, Zenesha, he says, is there any way you could not?
It fades away eventually.
Eventually, yes. Look, me rushing you through the wound gates is not exactly something that's going to sit well with a great number of people who normally operate this place. He pulls out a small vial and hands it to you, Zenesha. This
What is
will
it?
make you invisible for a time. Do not drink it
Oh.
yet.
Lucky.
If I deem it necessary, we'll get you through that way. If this fades in time, it shouldn't be an issue.
Commander, you got
Is
anything
any-
cool that I could also take?
He just turns away from you. Does anybody have any issue moving now?
No. Anybody need some healing? I got one big zap I can do. Anybody? Anybody?
I'm good. We should probably just go.
He
Okay,
walks
let's
over
get
to
on
his
the road.
wyvern and kind of scratches it on the neck a little bit, taps it. Go. And it takes off down the cliff and swoops up into the sky and goes off into the city.
Interesting. Dragon riding a dragon, huh?
Never heard that before. Waving his hand down the street towards kind of where you came from, where you were escorted from, because you guys were going up the elevator basically to go towards the gate wall, but we're interrupted. Shall we? And at this point, a great multitude of people are beginning to dig through the ruins of this section of the city. And it's the despair is quite easy to detect. It is disheartening. It's painful. Parents who were away, coming to the rubble that once there was their home, to find a relative or their children just gone. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, children wandering the street, calling out for siblings, for friends. It's only a short distance to leave the effect of this entity that was released. The first building you come to that is not affected. And if you recall, in this direction was the orphanage. This is going to determine if it was the first building to survive, or the last to fall. On a 10 or higher, you're the first to survive. $13.
Ooh.
Whoa. I'm on camera. It's being a little silly. There we go. The very edge of the building looks like it was being scraped by the tendrils of the entity. Windows are broken. Wood pulled away. But it stands. And there, alongside a cart that had rushed from the side that was attacked to the other, are Henry and Bartholomew. The horses that were gifted by Buddy to the surviving daughter of the woman he killed. Do you all walk past, or do you collect the horses?
I'll walk past.
Yeah,
Follow Shessu.
agreed.
Wundra takes notice of all of you looking to them. I imagine there's a story there.
They'll,
You need to know all of our stories.
They'll be better here.
Fair enough. And as far as all of your stories, Sashem, maybe someday, when all of this is resolved. For now, on we move. And now that you move into part of the city that was not destroyed, essentially untouched, though the mood is very reciprocal of what the rest of the city is likely to experience over the coming days. Is there anything anybody would like to have conversations about or accomplish during the, judging by the distance, about 10-minute trek to the wall?
Yeah, Basil, sorry. Do that. What is this that Zenesha was talking about? Blood something or rather?
Can we not talk about this in front of the commander?
Oh, I get it. Sure. Yeah.
The
Can we talk about it
commander turns
later,
in-
though?
Yes, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
The commander looks to you, Basil, and goes, I mean, I am not one to discount someone's race. But your discussions are your own.
Commander, how long do you live for?
As a Dragonborn?
Sure.
Well, it varies. As a metallic,
Whoa.
I live slightly longer than a chromatic or a ravenite.
Sashem here
Well over
has
100
actually
years.
just recently been exposed to the outside world. So they
Everything.
have only known humans in a small town until the past, what was it, couple months you've been out?
Yeah, about 2 months. This too. I used to be 15 years old a week ago.
I mean,
The-
aren't you
the look he
still
gives you-
15 years old, technically?
The
You
look
just-
he gives you is just like,
Yes,
I really don't understand what you're implying.
No imply. No, there's nothing. No, literally. We're talking literally. Like, I was a 15-year-old boy like a week ago. But you
You're
ask questions and things happen,
you're still
Okay, so technically
15.
I'm
You
still
were just
15,
aged.
but I'm
There
gonna
was a
die
magic
5
shrine
years
in the middle of
sooner.
the woods.
Who the fuck are you people?
Let me tell you, after Allfield and everything that we saw with like falling elementals from the sky, I think there's a lot of things that it's kind of crazy. Just, yeah.
I don't know what
Anyway,
Lucinda
so
sees in you.
she sees an annoying 15-year-old boy. But continuing on, what's a metallic?
Oh.
Different dragons, different dragonborn, as well as pure dragons, can be of different colors. You likely saw that my wyvern, and all of this conversation is happening as now the rain is beginning to let up, but it still persists. And you're walking. The different colors offer different abilities.
That's why my breath is cold. And why my hair is white.
And at that,
Yeah.
what?
Oh,
Yeah.
If it is not too forward, Syranos, you are not Dragonborn. Is that correct?
Is what I learned in the Zone of Truth. Yes. I'm not sure what I am.
I do not mean to intrude on that.
Wait, you're not Dragonborn?
I couldn't say it in the Zone of Truth, so I guess not.
The Zone of Truth does have the ability to reach beyond what is blatantly known. It's a powerful spell. Or at least how it has shifted.
Apparently, I don't know my name even.
How long does it last? Like when you put the zone up?
I think the
I'm not
Captain said 10
particularly
minutes.
educated on the... Yes, the art. I'm not particularly educated on the arcane functions of it, but I believe 10 minutes.
So
But the
for
moment
10
you
minutes,
leave the area, it's no longer effective.
we could just do that. Find somebody that can do the zone of truth, and then you could just go through all of the different races, and then we could figure out how you are or what you are that way.
I mean, I guess you're right.
There are those that utilize the Zone of Truth in this way to explore the truth itself, though it is not unlimited in its ability to give truth. You cannot, for instance, say, well, under the Zone of Truth, the hidden treasure is buried here, and expect it to give you the answer.
Oh,
But if we were to say certain places over and over again and be specific about the treasure,
That is not a truth that is relevant to you.
oh,
Understand, and with my limited knowledge of magic, that many spells interact with you as an individual.
well, that totally kills a lot of what I was thinking. So
Sorry to disappoint.
I'm used to it these days. So, what abilities do you have? Anything good?
oh, Sashem.
I mean,
Sash-
Syranos has fire
Sashem,
breath, that's gold.
He turns to you, and frost begins to billow from his mouth and nostrils as he kind of just smirks.
Totally cool, but also totally creepy. Okay.
Wait, like frost, like the same as my breath? Is that? Okay. That's funny.
Well, I was going to say inspiring leadership, but that's cool too.
So, Captain. Commander Lucinda's letter told me that you had left Diastok
I
in pursuit of all of this. Yes.
Yeah. The last thing I want is for Diastok to be turned into rubble. And when I heard that what happened in Ice Haven and then what happened in Comorta, it felt like Diastok might be a likely next target, and I was assigned as willingly as a task leader to investigate what was going on.
I know your commander there in Diastok. A little bit of a prick, but has a good sense.
You could say that.
Very well. It won't be long now. And at this point, you all do begin to see the wall of the Wooden Gates extending out to both sides in front of you. If you kind of think of the, like entrance to Mordor and the gates there, it's a lot like that, except that the gates themselves are down in the valley and they are enormous gate doors that actually swing open, that are just kind of propped open, and the city has been built within and around them. Looks like they have not moved in centuries. But the wall that extends from that up at the top of the gorge and cuts off the rest of the valley is of blackened wood and iron. All along its length, dozens upon dozens airship docks. At least on this side.
I'm gonna walk up to Zenesha and kind of like hard elbow because she's still humongo, and then loud
Yeah,
whisper.
you're elbowing her knee.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not gonna loud whisper. I can't believe he was worried about getting you through the gate.
Do we want to ride one of these things?
Yeah. I need something to pick up my spirits. If not, pick up my body. Get it?
Zenesha will pick up Sashem.
Oh my gosh. What is with Zenesha carrying people like princesses? Of course, now that you're huge, you could just like...
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, Sashem, you get scooped up unless you try to resist, because that'll go well.
Resist.
And as he sees this, he kind of just... adventures. And he keeps walking. Up to you if you also want to drink that invisibility potion now, and Sashem is just a magic person levitating through the air. But actually, on that point, the commander turns to you, Zenesha, and says, I take it this is not fading anytime soon.
I don't know, it's anywhere from 1 to 4 hours-ish.
Oh. Okay.
Shem's just gonna dangle his feet and like swing him back and forth.
Okay. Here is the entrance. Through this, there will be a line. In this line, you will be put through customs and asked all types of entry information on your way to the Menagerie Coast. I would implore that you keep to yourself much of what has transpired here. Does everyone understand?
What we do best.
This is where I must leave you to be on your own way. I will say this only once. Commander Lucinda and myself are doing you a great service. If this comes to not pay off, the hell to pay will be extreme.
Oh, there's hell to pay already. We will.
Bring them to justice. And he turns and begins to walk back. But he puts out a loud whistle. And wing beats. This large blue wyvern comes and lands next to him, climbs atop, turns to you all. Again, we're sticking our neck out for you. Don't make me take yours.
The cult will take ours long before you do, so don't worry about it.
It's very much appreciated, Commander.
And with a large, which kicks all of the mud and standing water out away from underneath the wyvern, takes off back into the city. And you're there standing outside of what you were told is the entrance to customs to make your way through to the Menagerie Coast. But shuffling past you at this point is a not too short, bald human individual. Tylor, go ahead and describe your character.
He's here!
Surprise, mother truckers! Just like Austin said, you see a short, and he's short, almost. Arni, how tall are you? You are mutated.
About 5 foot.
Yeah, he's shorter than you. But he's got a big, long beard. He's kind of a little bit heavier set, has these odd little spectacles, and it just looks like a monk. And he is pulling a covered cart. And I gotta get through this somehow.
There you all see large double gates. This is probably a 15-foot tall, 10-foot wide entrance here to customs. And with all of you congregated there at the opening, it does open out towards you. And there, Tylor, there is room for you to pull your cart in.
How time to get through here? Where are these stupid guards so I can get through this place? Gotta get my produce somewhere. He's just gonna make his way over to the first guards he can see.
A little bit like the DMV, there's kind of just a number of stations. Most of them are vacant at one point, with only one station operating. There's 2 individuals, looks like a couple, in front of all of you. Tylor, your character, has slipped in front of the Forge Force. They move away.
Shouldn't take too long.
Next!
He'll pick up his cart and start hauling it forward.
State your name.
My name is Drak. I'm on my way
Drak.
to the next city over with some produce.
Yes, what is your produce?
It's the leafy green stuff.
Does it have a name?
Oh, certainly. It's a cabbage. They're cabbages.
Cabbage. Do you have a surname?
Just Drak. The cabbage merchant. That's
Drak.
what people call me.
Of course. And what city are you going to in the Menagerie Coast?
Nico Drama, I think it's called. I don't know. I just need to get away. There's too many people breaking my carts all the time here.
Nicodranus.
Yeah, that.
Very well.
Does Sashem hear that he has talked about the breaking of his cart?
Yeah, he's not being quiet.
I'm not being quiet.
Right. I'm gonna jump down and I'm gonna try and steal a cabbage.
What?
Okay, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
Roll perception.
20! Yeah! Okay, -3.
It's against your passive perception since you're having a conversation there, Drak.
That would be 12. So no.
Yeah. So, yeah, Sashem, you're able to kind of walk up and just wipe a cabbage. I mean,
From
nice
under the
cabbage. Yeah. You kind of slip up the tarp, pull the cabbage out. You have it tucked under your shoulder. You're turning back around and walking back to the group. Okay.
Do I see this?
Given that your attention would be that way, you can roll a perception check.
Man. Ah!
It's understandable that... Oh,
20.
wait. Remember, the Sashem's -3.
I was just a -1.
I have it.
So, Syranos, you see this. Are you wanted for any crimes in the Empire?
Sashem, what are you doing? He says out loud.
No, not that I know of. I'm just a simple merchant. You
She
guys
sits
hold me
and
up
she-
all the time.
I'm just doing my job. And this woman, Arni, you'd recognize as the female dwarf, quite old, very, very crotchety acting, and doesn't look like a very pleasant person to be around. Will you be returning to the Empire after your sale of goods?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. Depends on how fast they sell.
She's writing for a minute. She pulls out a stamp and turns the page. Turns another page.
Drak's head just goes with the beat.
I want to walk up to Sashem and just hold out my hand.
Shem is going to very quickly turn around from Syranos, try and break the cabbage in half, and then hand him half.
Sashem.
Trying to hide that?
Yeah, because I'm going to hide the other half. So I'm just going to be like,
Okay, well,
here.
So here's the thing. It would be off of the same sleight of hand and the same perception check. So, yeah, you do it.
I'm
And
still
for
gonna do
everyone
it.
else, you feel like you're pretty good. Like, hey, yeah, I've kind of snuck this past everybody. So you see Sashem breaking it in half and hiding it.
Why? Just... We're going to take it back. You're going to take it... You're giving it back.
Oh, I'm not giving it back.
Oh,
I take
yes,
a
you
bite out of it
are.
and hand him it.
No, like... And I am going to turn him around and walk him to the cart. Like a kid.
Are you resisting Sashem?
No.
Well, isn't the cart through customs by this point?
The cart is sitting behind Drak right now, who is
Oh, okay.
working with the receptionist. At this point, Drak, you would start to hear this conversation as Syranos isn't necessarily hiding what he's saying.
Kind of look back as I'm waiting for my paperwork. Like, what happened now?
Sashem.
Look, okay. All right. I'm going to take the cabbage from Syranos and say, look, we found this on the ground. One of your cabbages fell off the back of the cart.
Elbow in the
Make a
side.
deception check.
Elbow in the
Deception
side.
check with disadvantage since Syranos is actively hindering.
Yes.
I'm gonna like hold it in my hand as he's saying.
0.
Oh,
Yeah, even just your passive insight, Drak,
Yeah.
you can tell immediately.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I see the bite. 5 gold.
It's bitten out of.
Who did it?
Come on,
Was it
Sashem.
you, human boy?
Shashem's just going to start laughing. Just can't handle it anymore. I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Psychotic break.
All right,
Yeah.
5 gold.
5 gold? Who has 5 gold for a cabbage?
Looks like what you are. You are.
5 gold, you say?
Now, right now, you see white
Don't
eyes.
do
His
it.
eyes are completely white.
5 gold?
It's 5 gold.
Don't do it.
All right. All
For a
right.
You
cabbage?
ruined my sales.
Hey, in 1 minute, that lady, that nice lady right there is going to ask us if we've committed a crime in this area, and we're going to have to say if we did or not. And I am, for one, not going to say that we just committed a crime, so yes, we're going to buy the damn cabbage.
I'm
And
going to
you
look at
see
the
her
lady and
head.
say,
You see her head leaning around the cart. She's like, I'm watching you.
I'm going to say,
So Arnie's going to
ma'am,
hand over the 5 gold pieces for the cabbage.
ma'am, ye should change that. That is highway robbery. 5 gold for a cabbage. Yeah, right,
This is
man. In
pristine
what
green
country?
leaf cabbage
No, and he's going to pick
from
it
the
back, pick up-
monastery. So it's
Shish-
5 gold.
Shish- Shashem's going to pick
Thank
up
you very
another one.
much, kind dwarf.
Shashem's going to pick up another one and start poking at it and be like, look at all of this.
Oh,
There's
no,
way
it's not
better
gonna happen.
cabbage from my village, and you're 5 gold for this? Really? I'll throw it back in
It's
the...
another 5 gold.
Nope.
Do
I
I
put
need
it
to
back.
call the guards?
Oh, I didn't poke through it.
I just
And if
watched you.
I poked it because there's grossness.
Oh,
You're
Zenesha,
sitting in that green.
you
yeah.
have any complaints if we tie her up for a moment?
I won't complain.
Zenesha will grapple Sashem. with
Okay.
one of her fingers
He's just
over his
grabbed.
mouth.
Yeah, Shashem, do you want to try and resist?
Is Zenesha
No.
still giant size?
Yes.
Yes. Zenesha is
Yes.
enormous.
Right.
Zenesha had to duck to get through the 12-foot door.
I'll let that 5 gold pass. I'll go pick up my cart and kind of. All right, now I gotta get to the next place without any trouble.
Is it Drak?
Yes, my name's Drak.
Without trouble, are you worried?
All my cabbages are always in trouble, so I gotta make sure they're safe. If you're really paying attention to his face, he there's no doesn't show it in the picture Austin shared, but his eyes are completely white, almost like he's blind. But you don't know.
Was that like always, or was that just an emotional reaction to the situation?
No, that's just what his eyes look like.
Okay.
Good question, though.
He is an elderly monk.
Drak, sir, you're good to go.
Thank you. I'll
Can you see
put a
Shem?
good word for you for the dwarf back here. You know.
You see Shashem start kicking because he wants to say something. But obviously,
not
I'm not
letting
doing
up.
it. Yeah,
I
I'm
will,
not doing it hard enough to get out either.
I will
I'm just
start
annoyed.
picking
Yeah.
up my pole cart and start walking down the trail.
All right. And it's not really a trail yet at this point. You're kind of
Yeah.
just moving down this hallway that then goes out another gate that then is on the other side of the Wuyan gates. But it is whoever is first in line in the group. It's your turn.
Arnie's going to try to assert first in line. And
Okay. Simple enough given the cacophony of jackasses that it's.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Captain. What can I do for you?
In Dwarvish, Arnie's going to say, "Greetings, honored one. Thank you for having us, and I am sorry for that sorry performance by my comrades. Hopefully you can forgive all of that and see us on our way."
Make a persuasion check
Uh-oh.
to try and schmooze.
Yeah. Not good.
Did it come through?
7.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I expected. 7 minus your point of exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
She just goes, uh-huh. Are you traveling to the Menagerie Coast?
Yes.
What's your name?
Arni Stormborn.
Where's your station, Captain?
D-Stock.
Is your travel to the Menagerie Coast business or leisure?
Business.
Very well. Free to go.
Thank you.
Next.
Let's go, team.
I'll step forward.
What is your name?
Syranos.
I won't make you make a deception check. What is the purpose of your travel to the Menagerie Coast?
Traveling on business.
Do you have any produce to declare? She shoots a bombastic side eye at Drak.
No.
Are you wanted for any crimes in the Empire?
No.
Will you be returning to the Empire?
I don't know, maybe.
Very well. Next!
Thank you.
Basil's gonna
Who's
step
next?
forward.
Basil, okay. What is your name?
I go by Basil.
I like Basil. She kind of leans forward.
I don't
Tastes
smell like it.
good.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you.
What is the purpose for your travel to the Menagerie Coast?
Guild-related stuff, I guess.
Which guild?
The Fighters Guild.
Do you have any produce to declare?
No produce on me.
But you do look like a snack.
Thank you.
Will you be returning to the Empire?
Perhaps later, yes.
Make sure you let me know. Next! Who's next?
Zenesha will put Sashem down and, like, poke him forward.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and
What's your name?
Shessu.
How the fuck do you spell that?
A lot of S's.
Alright. What's your business in your travel to the Menagerie Coast?
Gonna stand up straight, put his hands on his hips. Save the world.
Uh-huh. Do you have any produce to declare?
No.
No cabbage.
No, I had to give it back. Didn't you just see Arni just gave it 5 coins? I wish. Wasn't allowed to keep it. Gonna eat it. Wasn't even that good. 5 coins, 5 gold.
Will you be returning to the Empire?
I assume one day. If I don't die first. You know, the whole saving the world bit.
Uh-huh. Next.
To walk off.
And she looks up at you, Zenesha. Next. And there you all have passed customs. And go ahead.
I want to say as Zenesha comes forward, I'm just going to look up at her and be like, maybe we should get more of these potions.
If we're gonna get war, I need giant bows.
And it is at this point, Zenesha, as you kind of step forward and kind of as you're saying this, there's this weird perspective issue, Syranos. As she's stepping towards you, she's not getting bigger. And it's like, as she steps towards you, she is then normal size at the same time. It's really confusing.
Hey, I guess it wore off!
I guess so. It seems to have been quite beneficial. Perhaps we should get more.
Yeah, given that,
Does that mean I get the invisibility potion if we get you another one?
Oh, it's mine!
freaking invisible barbarian, that's gonna go well.
I'm really glad I didn't have to lie.
Yeah.
Wait, lie? About what?
I'm pretty sure I'm wanted for murder.
Oh. What? Wait.
Mean.
Yes, I think I knew that. What?
Technically.
Oh, my brain.
Nope. I was gonna say technically, but no, we did that Dragonborn. Yeah. Nope, you're right.
That was self-defense, right?
Totally.
Oh, completely. They were a member of the White Skull.
Make a deception check with disadvantage. Because you guys have also already kind of told this story, so. Yeah, not a fucking chance, Arni. You see right through it.
So this was a straight-up murder.
If you're to believe, her admitting to it in the first place and now lying about it not being the case.
I mean, my dad ordered it, so.
It's not my jurisdiction.
Technically, it's not.
Yep.
It's not my jurisdiction.
However many times Arni has to repeat that to himself to be able to sleep tonight. Exiting the other side of the Wuyan Gates, opening in front of you is an interesting view. As off to the distance, it is no longer a horizon that falls away with mountains that fade to blue as the air fills the space between. But instead, off into the distance, is a great and massive ocean to the south that then falls away on the horizon. The distance is great, but you can see it nonetheless. And that's where we're going to take a short break. The glittering ocean in the far, far distance with rays of light casting down on it as the storm that is over you is not over the ocean itself. You have, again, the world out in front of you.
Basil, how many times have you seen this view?
Do we need to count? It's quite breathtaking, isn't it?
Yeah. You could have told a man that such views existed.
I told you I couldn't just describe it. You had to see it for yourself.
Mm.
And if you really want some of those cabbages, I bet you we can catch up to that Drak guy.
Not for 5 gold.
What if we protect his cart on the way to Nicodranas? Because we're going there too.
You think that stingy old blind man would actually give us cabbages after we protect him?
I mean, he's walking around. I don't think he's blind.
Well, he had no eyes. That was creepy.
He had eyes.
I
They
mean,
were
he
just white.
Yeah, he had eyes. Yeah, they were just white.
Do you really think he was human?
I'm not human. What does that matter?
I'm just. Humans have eyes. So, just say, you have eyes!
I'm inclined to think that he might have been a wee bit too short to be human.
I would have just thought you were a tall dwarf.
I mean, that's also true.
I am a very tall midget.
I'm not editing that out.
Okay, that's fine.
Technically, there's a big difference between midgets and dwarves.
We're not going to
Yes,
get
there is.
into this, or I will have to edit.
It is actually at this
Sometimes
point that you do look forward and heading down what is a slight grade that looks to descend down into the city that is on the other side of the Women Gates. Drak is pulling his handcart.
Well, regardless, we need a place for the night. And we have got to find a potion shop, I think.
I agree. I ran out of all mine.
I've got nothing left in my spell inventory.
That too, but I mean, I got a couple. You sure, guys? Everybody feels good? Nobody
I
wants
know.
any healing, huh? I mean, I got enough for one more. So
Well, unless you're expecting a dragon to plop down in front of us, and I think we just need to find a bed.
all right. Well, I wouldn't put anything past us at this point.
I mean,
Y'all be
Basil looks pretty beat
Continuing.
up. Why don't you just do it on him if you really want to?
I don't want to be a bother. Don't. You don't have to.
What's up with the bother? Hang on. Trying to walk over.
Bother,
and
bother,
I'm
bother.
gonna put both my hands on him. He's tall. How tall are you?
I am 5'11".
Great! I'm taller. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm gonna put both my hands on him, and I'm gonna look him dead in his eye and go, "Never a bother, never!" And I'm gonna heal him at the same time.
I'm just gonna run something as he shakes me.
It's like, oh, that feels good.
I'm gonna nudge Zenesha in the side and be like, Zenesha, you can't kill Basil now. Besides, it's gonna leave you can't leave that customs agent brokenhearted now. She's gonna want a boyfriend when all this is over with.
Zenesha's gonna shove down on your shoulder like she's trying to drive you into the ground.
Make a contested strength check here.
It was 7.
I'm not gonna contest. I'm just going.
That's an unlucky roll. Holy crap.
I know.
Sashem.
That's why I was gonna say, I totally have enough for another jolt. Like that was probably really, really weak, and that's my fault. So I can just hang on 1 second here. Let me. All right.
You were shaking him as healing him, so you're hurting him at the same time.
Yeah, I have a few broken ribs from being kicked with an axe.
Huh? By 8.
Oh,
Slowly going up.
Felt
If I
blunt
can
there.
break a few more.
Oh, that's why. Because the first time I did it was a second spell slot and a really bad roll. And I was like, hey, how come it's only doing 1? Because I did the first spell slot. Oops. But, that's fine.
Gotcha.
Gosh dang it, you stupid cart!
And you do hear only about 60 feet ahead of you now, Drak.
I'm going to take off, running towards the cart.
Okay. Anybody
Like,
taking
looking
an
at-
attack of opportunity against Sashem? Runs out of the group. Quack, 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 quack.
Accidental beheading.
I figured to be unarmed. You're using your weapon? I just kill him. But you run down towards the cart, and Drak, you do hear and see Sashem coming.
Shem's going to, like, catch up to him and then put his hand in front of his face.
Before Sashem gets within the reach of his bow staff, he's going to reach out and point it right at his chest. You stay
Oh,
away from my
Sashem.
cabbages!
Yeah, Sashem, make a dexterity
looking.
saving throw because
He's
you're
not
looking to like
at you, though.
because you were running to a specific position.
You know, let me-
Remember, you're -3.
Always. What is going on? Can we please just roll?
Is it still being buggy?
Well, it wasn't earlier, and now when I click on it, it's like I'm right-clicking on it because it comes up and it tells me what dexterity saving throw is, and I don't care. I know what it is. I just want it to roll.
Reset the page, maybe.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
refresh.
He's not looking at you as he's extending the bow staff at you. So
No, it's still doing it. Why are you doing it?
If you just need to use the bottom left to roll and then add your dex mod, that's fine.
I just right-clicked and rolled it that way.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
that would be 13.
That's 6 or 13. Ooh, what's
Mm.
your key DC, Drak?
my key DC,
Yeah,
gotta find
8.
that.
It's 8 plus your proficiency plus your dex or your wisdom, not dex.
8 plus 2 plus 2, so 12.
Ooh, yeah, Sashem, you just barely, without even looking at you, he puts his bow staff out to interrupt you, and it is like it is coming for your face, and you're whoosh, just barely out of the way.
All right, crazy old man. I was just coming to make a proposition and to see if you were blind.
Sight has more to do than eyes.
Creepy. Okay, so do you need help protecting your cart on the way to Nicodranus?
At the moment, I just need help getting this cart to move. Seems to be stuck.
What do I get if I help?
I don't know. It depends on how nice you are to me.
All right, I'm gonna go behind and I'm gonna push the cart. Try and get it out of its hole.
Easy enough. It had kind of just gotten caught in between some of the cobblestones. You were able to get it up out of it and get moving again. At this
I'm gonna go back
point,
up, stand next to him.
the whole group will have caught up with the two of you.
So, how'd your cart get destroyed?
All right, give me a sec.
Yeah, you're good.
Which time?
All of them. I'm very curious.
Oh, some stupid kids on an airball or whatever? And some stupid sorcerers with fire magic. You name it, it's been there. Except for
have
an
you-
abominable snowman. I don't deal with snow.
So have you just bought a new cart, or have you had to put it back together every time?
I put it together every time. Unless it's too bad. And then I have to buy a new one. Thankfully, my cabbages sell like gold. Haha. But last time, I was attacked by goblins. So, luckily, I was able to fend them off to protect my cabbages. Not the cart, though.
Hmm. Interesting. So they destroyed the cart, but not the cabbages. Very interesting.
It's something about the wood, I guess. Who knows? Goblins, they don't like veggies.
What do they like?
Apparently wood. They keep breaking it.
All of this conversation happening as you continue down the decline into the rest of the city.
While we're going, I'm looking for shops to see.
Every now and then you see him take a drink out of a gourd as we're going down.
What shops do we see as we go? Because I'm looking for a potion shop.
Initially here along this decline, there's a couple of, carpet on the floor, hut style shops that are knickknacks, driftwood from the ocean that's been carved and shaped into different sculptures. Very much the final taste of the Menagerie Coast for those that are coming back up the other direction on their way into the Empire. Not a lot in the way of actual supplies on this decline, but once you make it into the city proper, who would like to make a perception check or investigation?
I will.
Okay. Sorry, dealing with messages at the same time.
We are rolling
6.
great, aren't we?
Yes.
I had an 8.
So
I think
again,
Sashem's
when it
was
comes
actually
to
a 3.
yeah, well, so plus investigation mod minus which I don't know if you have an investigation mod. But anyway, it's not that it makes it a failure to find something. It's more that the amount of time it takes. You're approaching nightfall here. Granted, actually, no, you've moved further south, where you would assume that nightfall would begin rather early, as it has more northern during this winter. It is still daylight later into the day at this point, as you are approaching the equator of Exandria. The temperature is still lower, quite a deal lower than some kind of tropical clime, but it's nowhere near as frigid cold as those snowy nights in the back of the cart with a fire that struggles to stay alight with wet wood on your way here. It's a nice change for everyone but Syranos. But finally, towards the end of the day, Zenesha, you're actually the one to spot a cart being pulled by a furbolg.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna run up to it.
As you run up, this quite stalwart furbolg, which some cowmen you've seen have been decent of form, but this one is a specimen of his species and has a large golden hoop pierced through his nose, stands broad and strong, just as tall as you, Zenesha. Though sometimes furbolg are taller. Nearly dwarfs you in musculature. It's pulling the cart along. Notices you running up. What can I do for you?
Well, first, you are the coolest one of your kind I have come across yet. Just high five, man. You're awesome.
It's 3.
Yeah. So I know that you make potions to order, and the one that I want requires giant toe. So do you have those in stock?
I think I do.
Yeah. So, like, these other guys, they were able to make this thing that make me get really big for like 1 to 4 hours, and I'm running really low, and I would love more.
It is the end of the day.
I'll pay you double.
Okay. And he sets the cart down and goes and opens the back, which does open up to kind of this display. What you immediately notice, Zenesha, is it's very tidy. It's very neat. It's organized. Things are labeled. There are ready-made potions on display. And at this point, with all of you beginning to circle around as Zenesha has run up ahead of you, you see the same. It looks to be a fully stocked potion shop at this point. And you can all see. It says, a potion of magical growth.
Yeah.
I may be missing something other than the giant's toe for that.
Oh?
Let me see. Feel free to browse whatever you would like. And if anyone is interested in any kind of potion, just let me know.
I'm gonna elbow Zenesha and be like, hey. Huh?
What?
You know, like,
He makes
tough love.
really awesome potions.
He
I'm
pulls
sure
out and
you
he
could-
sets a mortar and pestle on this depression in the wood that's been intentionally carved there to receive the mortar and pestle, and then slowly sets the stone to the side, sets an ingredient, and everything's like in a line. Very meticulously taking his time and lining things up. Are any of you others interested in purchasing something that is ready-made?
My
Health
good.
potions?
Yes.
Invisibility.
Health potions. Definitely health potions.
Both.
I have a number of those. And he gestures off to one side where there's a myriad of the very, very dark, deep, like muddy red of basic healing potions. There's 10 of those. And then there's 2 of the next grade. So who would be buying what?
I'd take one of whatever the next grade is. Is that a greater healing, or is that just?
Yes.
I'll take one of the greater and then 3 of the putsy ones.
That would be 500 in total.
Wow. All right.
How much would it be for all of them? The 10 and the 2?
Oh, 500 plus. Oh, you're making me too much at the end of the day. 800 total.
You guys just want to pull together and get all of them? That way we're good for a while, hopefully?
Yeah, I could put it in my bag of holding.
I could put 200 towards it.
I've got 200.
I can do 200.
So that's 800 between the 4 of you.
Okay.
So you can distribute 10 minor healing potions and let's see, was it minor and minor and greater, or standard and greater. 2 greater.
I've got a
As you
couple
please.
on me, so you can keep them in your bag of holding.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't know if Arni or Basil wants to take any though.
Yeah, you guys want on your persons?
If I can hold on to 2 of the regulars on my person.
Yep.
I can just hold one, just in case.
Yep. Okay, so I got 7. And you guys 2 and 1.
Zenesha, do you
Okay.
want me
And
on
then-
you?
Oh, I'm just putting it in the bag. I carry the bag with me everywhere.
It works.
Yeah. Did you want to carry one on you? Syranos?
I've still got a few on me.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
okay. Just wanted
Okay.
to be helpful.
Yep. Good sir, do you have any invisibility potions?
That is something I would certainly need to make to order, and I do not have the ingredients. I apologize.
No.
The
no,
base
that's
components for more complex potions are expensive.
What's
Which,
your
speaking of
craziest
which-
one here?
Crazy?
Yeah,
Well, he
or the
said-
most expensive one.
Shiniest, craziest.
No, I said
He-
craziest.
Oh,
He
okay.
pulls out a pot. He pulls out like this green, fluffy plant material and a pipe. This is probably the craziest thing I have.
Okay, and then what's the most expensive potion you have here? Healing or whatever?
Let me finish with her, and then we will talk.
Okay.
While he goes back to her, I just want to look at them all.
Okay. Just go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Zenesha, as he finishes laying everything out, it's not hard to notice that as he set these components to the side, and you do see Giant's Toe, there's 2 gaps in the placement of materials. And he goes, I am so sorry to inform you, madam. I lack the components necessary for a potion of growth.
Oh, dang it. What's missing? Just some, like, hopefully for the next person I'll actually have them.
Well, here you see the Giant's Toe. This is the critical component. It is actually some of the more base materials that I am missing. Distilled water. That is simple enough. I wouldn't concern yourself with that. Kind of putting his hand over one of the empty spaces. But this, arcane serum, as it has come to be called, that is a bit more difficult. It is a magical solvent that draws the attributes of the other ingredients to suffuse them into the potion and allow them to be imbibed. I regret to inform that I have none.
If we were to help you get these components, where would we go?
Well, there are suppliers throughout Exandria that deal in alchemical and enchanting components. Any of them would do. Arcane serum specifically is a solvent that has been enchanted. There are many solvents that can serve that purpose. He kind of leans in. Even if you enchant your spit.
That's so cool.
It is. Especially when you enchant troll spit or a dragon's. Oof. Yes.
I'm gonna fight one of those one day. I'm gonna get it.
I look forward to seeing that. Now.
So-
Oh, yes.
Does the spit change after it's enchanted based on whose spit it is or what spit it came from?
Well, it depends on the attributes of the creature rather than the individual. Unless that individual were special in some way.
You want to try
So
my
you
spit?
need.
I have enough ether for one attempt.
I know I'm unusual.
He kind of looks you up and down. A bit. Are you gonna start spitting?
I'm gonna pull out one of my vials that I have saved in my backpack.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
So
spit
you're just
into
gonna
it.
take. Okay, so you're taking the next minute to fill up a vial.
I'm
of
gonna put
loogie.
saliva in it. No saliva, no
Okay.
loogie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll provide some spit.
Mixing may give interesting effects. I won't stop you. There's nothing else I would do with this ether today.
Provide some.
So the
Yep.
okay, so the two of you take turns building up saliva and spitting in a tube. What
no.
a bonding experience.
No, he's not spitting in my vial. No way, this is my vial.
Oh, they're separate. Okay, they're separate. Okay. Do you give Drak another vial, or does he have to provide his own?
I'll just pull out one of my own little ones that I have from
Okay.
many times I've had to create potions down the road.
Okay. All right.
At this point, Syranos is
Arni!
just curious. So
Hold on. You want to know what's funny? I predicted this.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that
Oh man, okay. Hawk and spit on that thing. Whew.
the only reason, and this is something that you guys are gonna notice because Syranos usually has like, you know, he's a little bit more proper with his stance and stuff. It's almost like a regal position, but you can tell his curiosity has just gotten to him because he doesn't know what he is anymore. He had guessed things and now he doesn't know anything, so he's just curious. But like he's like off to the side trying to not be as visible while he's filling it with his saliva.
Drak, on the other hand,
All right. Yeah, he's just Drak actually finishes his vial first, but does take yours shortly after Syranos. Puts them to the side. I think I'll try yours first, sir. And he takes Drak, your vial of spit, sets it down, and lays his hands on it. And then his eyes, just a faint, like, blue mist kind of fades slowly out. And then this small wave of energy just fills into the vial of sputum. And it does shimmer. But then there's this pulse of energy away from it. And he goes, oh, that is quite strange.
Hmm?
The enchantment was rejected. I've never seen that before. I apologize. I will not be able to finish that experiment. Do you mind if I hang on to this?
Sure. Seems a little vile to me, but sure.
And he pulls open a drawer that has an indexed line of vials of the same size and slides it in. Gently closes the drawer. Oh, now yours. I lack the magic to do it today, but I'll give it a shot when I can. does the same. Syranos sets it to the side. Now, my most expensive potion. Give me a moment.
Actual elbow grease squeezed freshly from elbows.
Right now, Arni is second guessing every potion he's ever drank in his life, just wondering if it was
Spit.
people spit.
As you probably should.
I mean, you saw the toe that was gonna go towards the
Uh-huh.
growth one.
And it's not pleasant. It is preserved in something that is not preserving it very well. And it is a giant's toe, who you can imagine their nail care probably isn't that great. In fact, there's what looks like the skull of a rat sticking out of the nail.
Discord anymore.
Ooh, uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, no, muted. Sorry.
Okay, you're good. But Drak, he leans to you and shows you a potion of a brilliant gold solution that is pearlescent and shimmers in the slightly dwindling light. This would be my most expensive potion.
Ooh, it's shiny. How much?
Come here. And he has you lean in, and he whispers in your ear, which everybody else make a perception check if you intend to try to overhear. Who rolled what?
3.
16.
I got
13.
the
Hmm,
Sashem a 17.
Okay, so everybody who have 15 would have heard this. Just a second. Ooh. What you hear is 20,000. And you also overhear, he says, it is a bottled wish.
Ooh, that could help in the future.
Yeah.
Wishes are
What?
real?
And what was that other thing that you were offering as well? The crazy thing.
Oh. He pulls up the pipe and this mash of green plant matter. This, if you buy the wish, we'll just share.
Oh, that's a deal. And I'll shake his hand.
Oh,
And I'll reach deep in my bag. A pouch
And-
that I know is about that amount and hand it to him.
And what you see Drak pulling out of his pouch is a pouch that stretches the opening of the bag of holding, and it is a hefty lump of gold and platinum.
No way
Onto the
you
counter.
get that from selling cabbages.
don't
People
make
like their
me.
veggies.
Don't make me as a player question my character's alignment.
No, sir. This can only be drank during an apogee solstice.
All right, I'll remember that.
And he hands a bottled wish to you.
Is that going to be a custom thing, or is there a thing that says?
I thought that it already existed, but I don't have access to your feat.
There is wing crush shield. I'll just put it as a custom thing, just because he's not in the campaign thing.
Right.
Okay. I'll slip it right back into the same bag.
All right. Into the bag of holding it goes. Oh, it has been an absolute pleasure doing business with all of you. Quite lucrative for me. And he actually hands out a pipe to each of you and separates out a section of this plant material for any that would like to imbibe.
That's just totally gonna take it.
Can I history check to see if I know what it is?
It's green sood. You know.
Basil's gonna take it.
I'm taking it.
Syranos is gonna just be like, I'm okay. Thank you, though.
Okay. And Sashem, you are also abstaining?
Yeah, no, but if, sir, you could tell us before you take that, because I'm sure the effects are pretty gnarly. Can you point us in a direction of an inn that we can sleep in tonight?
Oh, there are a multitude of inns all throughout the city. And a little spark kind of forms between his thumb and his finger. He puffs on it. And it's not hard to see, because his eyes are quite large, the pupils expanding. Who else is doing it? So Arni? Okay. Go ahead. Everybody that's doing it, just go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm
and
also
while they
gonna
do
be
that,
tossing him 2 cabbages before we go to, by the way.
Okay. And he does catch them. And just, ooh, I love greens. Sets them on his table.
You looked like you would.
So, how was everybody's saves?
I got a 14.
Uh-oh.
20.
Uh-oh, Arni.
That was a 4.
So, the effect that comes over all of you, it's an odd sensation at first, but a warm, just numbness covers your entire body. It's not such that it necessarily suppresses your ability to think yet. But it's just comfort in a way. Arni will address that role later.
Reminds me of the monastery. As I take a drink from my gourd again.
Oh, crossfading now. But he looks to all of you and says, "It has been a pleasure doing business. I really should get home. The missus will." Looking at now the depleted supply of sood. Oh, be quite upset with me. Oh. But then clanking the stack of 20,000 gold. Maybe this will smooth things over. Closes up the doors, goes back around to the front of the cart, lifts it up with ease, moves along.
Thank you, good
I'm
sir.
gonna go and pat Zenesha on the shoulder. It's okay.
I'll get it eventually. I just only have one ghost left.
I just
really
meant
wanted
that
more.
I meant that he has a missus, not the giant toe thing. Growth
I wouldn't
potion.
care about that.
I mean, he was a fine specimen of a. Yeah.
So,
Of a what, Sashem?
And
Shem has never gone with her to any of the other ones, so I think that might have been his first time actually seeing Fogle. So
Yeah.
So-
It is.
Shem, he just looks like a cow, and so we better not say anything at all.
You're learning.
With
That sudden
Syranos.
spurt of growth is catching up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that since Syranos knew what that was, and Arni being the captain of Deastock, he's going to assume that he's never done anything like this, and keep an eye on him.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Drak just puts the pipe in his mouth, smokes it as he pulls the cart.
Puffing along. And the rest of you do finish your share of the sood, which, on top of the physical numbness, it actually dulls some of the other pain for a time. And it's then that you realize probably why a lot of people use this. It does not take long to find an inn in the city. You're looking for something modest, you said? There are.
I mean, really, at this point, if we could sleep in one like we did in Allfield, then that would be peachy. But
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting that you say that, because as you traverse the city and happen upon a large central square of very newly constructed buildings, likely within your lifetime, where most cities are consisting primarily of structures that have stood for centuries. There is an extravagant inn, if you would like to pursue staying the night there.
yeah, I'm gonna go in and ask how much.
Extravagant?
Okay.
I'm walking right with him.
Okay, so I imagine all of you are making your way. Okay.
I'll walk in there.
Sashem, you still owe me 5 gold pieces for those cabbages.
Whatever, dude. That ain't happening.
Yeah, Arni seems to be
5.
getting hit hard by this stuff. But you all make your way in to the Eclectic's Respite. This, you couldn't even call it a tavern. It is more like one of our world's modern hotels. There is a towering multi-story structure with balconies, ramparts at the top, guards patrolling the exterior courtyard, massive marble pillars leading into the main foyer, within which, stretched to the back 40 feet away, is a reception desk whose seated there is a rather fair elven woman who just nods at all of you as you step in, her voice gently echoing across the foyer. How can I help all of you today?
We're looking for a good couple of rooms, double beds, a room with a bunch of bunk beds, whatever you got.
This is not quite the place for bunk beds, mind you, but there are vacancies. Our simplest rooms are 35 gold a night.
Okay. What about your fanciest rooms?
Oh, our suites and our diplomats' quarters are by reservation only.
So you only have one set of rooms that people can walk in and...
Oh, there are many levels of walk-in rooms, as you say. She seems a little snooty.
He's gonna lean forward and go, do they all make you feel real good when you wake up in the morning?
Oh, of course. Many of the enchantments that all of the best hotels have are here as well.
So, how many beds per room?
There are either 1 or 2.
Well, then I guess we need 3 rooms with 2 beds. Since there's 6 of us looking around and not counting Drax. Like that's what he's doing when he says it. Or Drak.
I'm gonna sleep with my cabbages.
Who gets
He
their
says-
single room then?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5, not 6.
Very well. So, 2 double rooms and a single?
Sure.
Very well. That would be 105 gold for the night.
Zenesha will pay.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna pay.
Zenesha, as you step forward and cover the entire sum, she nods gently. Then she turns and waves her hand, and rising from the counter is an illusory projection that is almost like a 3D version of the entirety of the hotel. And within it, there are rooms that are red, and rooms that are gray, and rooms that are green. And she kind of waves her hand through it, and it shifts and turns. Would you prefer your rooms to be together? There is a set that would accommodate.
That would actually help. Thank you.
Of course. And she reaches her fingers into 3 of them, and they gray themselves out as she taps them. And then the stone itself of the countertop kind of just like ceases to exist in this shape that then a box rises up that opens itself, and 3 keys present themselves. Please.
I'm gonna take one. Basil, you're with me.
All right.
I'll grab another one and be like, I'll keep an eye on Arni.
Leaving Zenesha alone. Unless Drak comes along. You're muted.
Muted.
I think we all understood, though. Immediately going up to your rooms, exploring the nightlife of the city, gonna get rest.
No way, man.
Get
I'm
more
too beat.
cabbages.
I'm gonna ask her if there is room service.
She goes, of course. There is a complimentary room service up to a certain amount, included in the price. There is also a spa with massage service, hot springs, a place to exercise, and a quiet place to read with stationery provided.
Can you have my meal sent to my room?
Of course. Here's a menu. She hands you a menu.
I just wanna
On
take
it
a
are
bunch of meat.
a whole... Well, so you say that, but you have no idea what the hell any of these things say.
Not
It's
at all.
like-
Not at all.
It's like foie gras and all these kinds of things that you just don't know what they are. So you're just picking things at random, or you're going to ask what they are?
Neither nor. I'm just going to hand it back to her and say, can I just have the thing with the most meat in it? The most tender meat.
Of course. And she takes the
Thank
menu
you.
back. I will have that sent up to your room.
And then I'm just going to turn to everybody else and say, guys, look, I got a date. It's a massage. So I'm going to go take my armor off and go to the spa. I will see you guys in the morning, I think.
Okay. Is there anything anybody's going to be trying to communicate, or conversations to be had, things you're looking to accomplish before the night ends?
Zenesha wants to pray.
Sounds great.
I sent you a message of what Drak wants to do.
Arnie's just gonna
Okay.
crash, boots still on.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him up to the room, and then after he falls over in a bed, I'm gonna go find a spa.
Okay.
I basically want to
the-
sit in a steam room.
Yeah, the steam room, the hot springs, the exercise, and the library are free of charge. The massage, Sashem, is another 10 gold.
I actually want to
But it
go
is
to where the steams rooms are and see if there's anyone to ask if there's a cold room.
a cold room. Well, it's funny you ask. There are ice baths around the exercise area
that
are magically self-sustained, permanently cold.
Yep. Syranos is going to the ice baths.
Okay. And it is the coldest water you have ever been in. And you've intentionally frozen water yourself in order to make this, but this is deeper. And it's actually cold enough that even you can't stay in there forever.
Just a short nap in it.
Are you serious about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sashem, the massage. Are you paying the 10 gold for it? Okay. Are you asking for a specific masseuse or just letting them decide for you?
Letting them decide. I'm still 15 years old and not that drooly yet, so.
Well, you don't appear 15 anymore.
That's true too.
And who comes to do your massage is a quite attractive half-elf woman.
I'm gonna very quickly lay down on the table. Face down.
And she comes up to you. She oils her hands and says, I bet you're an adventurer. And we all see the curtains close. Syranos, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Wow. That's impressive.
It's cold.
Yes, but it's so nice. On a side note, guys, I have a cold spring not too far from my place where it's fresh and it's like 40-degree water. I go in there and I sleep for like 30 minutes at a time in it.
This con save would be at advantage given that you have resistance to cold, by the way.
There's a natural springs pool area here too. They feed in both the cold, the super cold, and the hot and the super hot that comes from it into two separate big old hot tub and a nice like 30 to 40 degree little pool to dunk in.
That's 16
awesome.
Very nice.
For me.
16 total?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't die, so that's good. Yeah, this is one of those instances where a natural one would have been bad news. You do awake, and you, for the first time in your life, are frigid. And this is like an hour later, but you are shivering almost uncontrollably.
Ooh.
Your body is hypothermic.
Perhaps a bit much as I get out.
And it is. So, in trying to get out, your muscles are having a hard time. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh. Well, that was close to a natural, but it's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Or 19.
You are able. Yeah. You are able to pull yourself free just barely as one of the attendants does walk up to you and says, Sir, do you need assistance? You've been in there for quite some time.
At this point, am I up or am I like halfway up when they approached?
No, you're out of the tub.
Oh, okay. think I'll be okay. Hey, have a towel, please.
Of course. And they do get you some towels. They're not warmed towels, given that you're around a, cold
Yeah.
bath.
I don't want warm towels. I just want a towel to like dry off and hopefully be good.
But it's a pretty strange sensation for you.
Oh,
First time ever.
That's a first, yeah.
And she says, Sir, I recognize you have a unique constitution for cold, given your... Well, no, I apologize. I forget I said anything.
It's okay. It's normal.
Of course. Have a good night, sir.
Thank you. You as well.
And I imagine you're able to make your way up to your room.
Yes. I will stop by and order some food up to my room, knowing what the
Simple
fancy seafood is, and order it.
Oh, okay.
Because I
So
would
some of the gotta pull up my... Come on, there we go. Some of the rumble cusp oysters and uruk-hazel snow crab.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's it right there.
Or spider crab, rather. Uruk-hazel spider crab. Anything else anyone would like to accomplish?
Yeah, Basil's gonna try and go to the library.
Okay. What are you going to be looking for?
He's gonna be looking for books on cults, on curses. Just anything
Okay.
in that nature.
Make an investigation check.
That is a 7.
You quickly discover that this is not that kind of library. There are novels of romance, of mystery. There are books of economics, mathematics, and science. There are books of politics. Nothing really of alchemical, arcane, occult persuasion here.
He's gonna grab an adventure book and head back to the room.
Okay. And you are able to check the book out, citing your room number. All of you lie down your heads and quickly fall asleep for the night. And you can go ahead and mark off a long rest and remove all points of exhaustion. Sorry, I gotta do something real quick. Grabbing that for you, Tyler. Just give me a second. You're crazy, Tyler. But I'm good with it. The morning comes, and despite generally getting to bed rather early, you all wake relatively late. Your body is forcing you to stay down for as long as it took to get good rest. And it is good rest. Even those that did not shower or bathe, you are clean. Your skin has been washed of excess oil, grime, blood. Your wounds healed without a mark. Your clothes, laundered even though, like in Arni's case, you slept in them. Seems the prestidigitation cantrip is kind of automatically applied to everything in the building. Arni, your skin's itchy. Like all over, everywhere. Not comfortable. So, what are you guys doing today?
Well, I'm gonna get up and be like, "Oh, that is right. Yes." Arni, what are you doing? What's wrong?
Arnie's just gonna be muttering in Dwarvish about these frickin' elvish hotels and their frickin' elvish sheets.
Yeah, Syranos, you just see him furiously scratching himself all over.
And
It's perfectly clean now. And mumbling in Dwarvish.
Interesting. Perhaps we should go get breakfast.
Sashem, as you wake, it was quite a good night, as much as you would have allowed. Zenesha, waking alone, where does your mind drift early in the morning?
To Orthax. He wants to talk to him.
Okay, just go ahead and make a religion check. 11. You know, you've maintained a relatively consistent connection for a little while now, and it persists. But it seems this is not the time to have a conversation.
Grumble to herself, but accept it.
Do you all exit your rooms for breakfast, or would it be brought up to you?
I'm gonna wait for mine to be brought up. I don't want to talk to Basil.
Okay.
So it's now a good time. I mean, there's nobody else here.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
You?
Fair.
Very.
Well, ask away.
What was Zenesha talking about when she talked about what you are? Because I thought you were just a Dragonborn.
Basil's gonna remove his shirt, revealing that he's human underneath with just a snake head.
Yep.
And he's gonna be like, "This is what I am. I am what they call a Yuanti. I'm half snake, half man."
How does that happen?
I was very young when I was turned into this. It's usually done, I think, by curse. I'm not entirely sure. But it's not natural.
So you remember when we were in the professors and Zenesha got a new arm and Buddy got a new tail? Is it something like that?
Not quite.
But somebody did it to you.
Yes, other Yuan-Ti did it when I was trespassing.
So that wasn't even your village.
It was outside of my village, yes, but it was a dare to go into this old temple, and I drew the short straw to go in.
Is that why you can't go home?
I tried going home. No one recognizes me. They only see me as a monster.
That's not your fault. None of your friends were like, this is horrible, let's take you in and it'll all be fine, you know?
None of them went in with me. They thought I got lost or died in there.
When you said who you were, they didn't believe you?
No one did.
Wow. I thought my village was the only ones that were crappy people. You know, kick you out, never let you come back, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's rough.
but
So-
there's more to the world.
What do you know of what happened to you? Like, do you live like a snake as long as a snake? Do you live as long as a human? Do you have any cool things that happen? Because, you know, Zenesha got that really cool arm and now can shoot stuff out of it or do stuff with it.
I have venom. I can seem to like resist magic. Not something I want, but it is a perk, I guess. And as far as I know, I live as long as a human.
Just your head's changed. Everything else is the same?
Yes, everything's the same.
Oh.
Just that.
So, did they turn your head into a snake head, or did they take off your head and put a snake head there?
I don't really know.
Man, that must be hard. I think I would think the whole time, you know, like, what would my head look like at this point in time?
It's hard to look into a mirror for sure. Not really my own
Well.
face, but it's there.
Yeah, I'm sure that took a long time to get used to, too. Because when you wink, it's not your face winking.
It did. I had to kind of learn how to speak again. It was weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which, as you think back, Basil, that's kind of why you weren't able to tell anyone who you were when you were first turned.
I think about it. I don't think anyone could understand what I was saying when I was going back to the village.
Where's your village at?
It's a small village in Marquis. It's Shandal.
Well, I don't know where that is, but I'm game for going back.
It'd be very nice.
And I'll definitely put in a good word for you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. My village would probably be the exact same as yours. And any little thing they would freak out over. So I totally get it. But we can always try one more time. And who knows?
It would be nice to try the fruit over there again. It was really nice when I was a child.
If anything, you might have heightened senses now that you're snakehead, so it might be even better.
Maybe.
It'd be good to go back.
Turning your attention, Basil, to your morning routine of disguising yourself. You know that outside of the Empire, the tolerance for Yuan-Ti is low, and the necessity to cover yourself and remain hidden, your identity kept secret, becomes ever more important. Go ahead and make the day's disguise check.
Not great.
No, not great. Okay. Still close to the Empire. Maybe it'll be okay. You notice that because of how clean all of the wrappings and everything you've used in the past are suddenly, they just don't blend right. They just don't quite look right. But again, we're close to the Empire. Maybe it'll be okay. Is anyone else looking to accomplish anything before you all make your way out of the hotel?
Drak is tidying up the cart. His cart, making sure the tarp's good and still.
And you all do begin to walk out the door to see Drak there, ready to meet with you. Sashem, the masseuse, who did your massage the previous night, just waves at you and then just kind of like flexes her arms.
Sashem is going to go like this, and then whoever's in front of him going to push really fast to get out of the hotel faster.
You hear some giggles from a number of the masseuses over on that side on your way out. But having exited the hotel 9 o'clock-ish, it's a bright day. It's still cool, but it is significantly warmer than the frigid winter. Drak is there in front of you. What do you all do?
Drak is singing to himself, kind of about a sounds like a song from his temple, singing in a celestial chant.
I'm gonna ignore him and turn to Arni. Arni, are you okay today?
I suppose. Got 5 gold for me?
No. I don't know what you're talking about. 5 gold for what?
I figured.
I know you figured. I think you should use the ring of sending, and you need to reach out to Gilmore and tell him about Buddy.
Yeah, that sounds a good idea. All right.
And then I'm going to turn to Syranos, and I'm going to say, and we need to figure out what happened to Quintus.
To Gilmore, you said?
Say Gilmore.
Well, the last time we tried reaching out to Gilmore, we couldn't
Don't worry,
contact him. He's back?
He's back. Don't worry. Yep. Just go ahead and reach out to him. Tell him what's going on in whatever words, and then say Sashem says you owe him 1. Because if he had known, or if he had paid closer attention to whatever aura or whatever Buddy was carrying around, then we wouldn't have had to run into this.
I believe your ring has 22 words, Arni.
20 words.
20 words, okay. It's actually a weaker ring of sending.
Buddy was white skull. Spy. Just killed us all.
As you think over these words, Arni, it hurts all over again. It's frustrating. All over again. That clenching in the lower part of the throat when you're about to have to say something you really don't want to. but that you have to.
Sashem, what about his aura? You said something about his aura?
Yeah, don't you remember when he was fighting with Zenesha after the tournament? Then he had that black mist. Aren't you there to see it?
Arni was not
I
there
know.
for that.
I was on security duty.
Yeah, he had this like black aura that came out. Syranos will tell you. It was kind of creepy.
It wasn't too much different from that aura we saw around him when we fought him. It was darker, I think, when they were fighting, but I can't quite.
Looking back to it, Syranos, it was just less of it. And it was just focused on his strikes.
It was about the same as when we fought him. That darkness that surrounded him.
It's kind of like a deep forest green tinged with wisps of black, but that cast green light.
And Sashem, as far as checking on Quintus goes, we'll have to ask someone else to do it or find a way back, I think.
Is there any way we can find the natural ley lines close to here? Finding somebody that would know that. The reason why we found him in the first place is because of Gilmore and his maps that he has.
I think our best bet for that's going to be Nicodranas. The Mage's Tower is there. They're going to know a lot more than us.
Alright, I say let's go there then. I mean, how far away is it?
I feel like you would all have been apprised of this. Traveling on foot now, it's going to be about a week. About a week's trek.
All right, cart's ready to go.
Hey!
I'm going to lean
Question
over to
there,
Sashem
Drak?
while he's addressing Drak. Be like, is he following us?
I definitely think so. Hey, Drak?
Yeah,
You're headed to Nicodranas, right?
the plan.
So, how long do you think it'll take you to get there with pulling your cart?
I don't know. Last time it took me with the goblin attack. Wow, 2 weeks. I don't remember.
Okay, so, if we went with you and protected your cart from all manner, how much do you think that would be valued for you?
I thought we talked about this yesterday. It just depends on
Yeah,
how nice you are.
Well, nice is very relative. I don't know what you would consider nice. But
That's the trick then, huh? You never know what someone's gonna be like till they show their true colors.
Okay, very true, sure.
You just trust me that you'll get paid in some way, shape, or form.
But I don't want cabbages.
I never said anything about giving you cabbages for payment, did I?
Nope. Just making sure. I want to make sure it's a clean understanding. So
If
when we
you
get to the
guys
other
do a
side,
cabbage-worthy payment, that's what you'll get. But if it's better, we'll see. But nothing's better than cabbages.
I don't really agree with that when they're your cabbages. I've made, and I have grown better cabbages. So,
I don't know if I believe that, considering you tried to take his.
that's just because I was hungry. And then when I bit into it, I was like, oh. Hence why I was like, here, to have
Your
it back.
taste buds
No
must
big
be
deal.
off because these things sell like hotcakes.
In a town that's nowhere near farming. I get it.
Okay,
Oh.
guys.
Do we got a deal?
We already made a deal yesterday, so I'm still going one way or the other.
I'm gonna lean over to Syranos going, I think that's why he's following us.
Okay.
I think I've got the message figured out.
He still hasn't really been making eye contact with any.
Curse this 20-word limit. I think they'd invent something by now that'd make it a little longer. All right, Gilmore, hope you're listening. Buddy was White Skull spy, almost killed us, betrayed us, very strong. Black magic tendrils destroyed part of Wuyun gates.
You feel the message reach out. You feel it connect.
That's better this time.
There's a good pause. And you just hear, gods. Oh, gods. I am so sorry. That's it.
What a waste of a return message.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal of a celebrity to even be talking to us in the first place. Kind of cool, actually.
What are you talking about, Arni?
Well, I mean, he's Gilmore.
Yeah? He's a merchant.
He's a really famous one. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
So, will the lot of you be rolling out of the city?
Unless Syranos wants to check on his spit.
I'd be going backwards.
I do want to go back and check on that.
You guys want to spend the morning
Yes.
looking for the cowman?
Do you guys mind?
The Firbolg alchemist?
I know it's silly. I'm really curious.
Let's go, baby. He got the distilled water, and if he enchanted your spit, he can make my potion.
I mean, we can hope. Let's go find him.
All right. Who is heading up the investigation check?
Well, I know I want to find him for my thing. I guess it would be either me or Zenesha, because you're wanting to.
You could either both
hopefully-
roll individually or Syranos with advantage.
What would it be?
Investigation.
I have a -1 on that. What do you?
Oh. I have a +0. Should I just do it at advantage?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, go for it.
What a time to not have cheat.
Oh, 19.
Nice.
I love my cowman.
Yeah. Zenesha has a weird fascination and affinity for finding these, what you've actually come to know, family
He's my fourth.
of Firbolgs.
Family of
In short order, the lot of you do approach Firbolg Alchemist, who has actually set his cart up and is already in the process of attending to a short line of customers, meticulously putting ingredients together.
as
it comes. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, as
No,
we're
go.
waiting for him, I also as we're going to the place, I want to scooch up next to Zenesha to ask, hey, I know well, do you still want to learn Draconic, even if it's just me, or is it too hard?
UNT language is part Draconic, part Abyssal. So the more I can learn to get as close to that as possible, the better.
I'm still happy to help if you don't mind.
I'd appreciate that.
Okay. That's just as we're going there, so.
Yeah, of course. Zenesha, when it comes your turn to address Bulk Alchemist, he turns up and regards you and says, "Oh, it's so good to see you all again." Giving a nod to you, Drak, who's absent at the moment. "What can I do for you?" "Oh, yes, you, sir." And he pulls out the small vial, which is glowing where none of the others are. A shimmering, brilliant bronze. He stands it up on the wood of his desk and says, "I do not understand, but it took the magic, and it took more, and more. I cannot in good conscience attempt to use this to make any kind of potion. But I would encourage you to seek out perhaps what this is capable of."
We are on our way to Nicodranas to visit the Mage's Tower.
That may be exactly who you need.
Do you know what? You said you didn't know what it means, huh?
I do not. I only know what is already in this cart.
May I?
It is yours. Now, I took it upon myself to imbue a great amount of ether into it. In fact, all I had for the day, because it would not stop taking it, and my curiosity took the better of me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So,
I
no.
compensate you.
This is not. No.
Oh, okay.
As I said, I took it upon myself. It is interesting, to say the least. Difficult to say if it could be used for anything, but as you said, something special.
Well, thank you.
Could I bother you for a vial of your blood, perhaps?
Is that safe for you? Considering
unless
what
it explodes, it should be fine. Hemocraft is strong magic that predates language, predates the founding.
If I... Yeah, yes. As long as you save some of what you finish with for me.
It would not be today.
That's okay.
It would take some time to work with it.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Very well. If you would please. And he gestures for you to put your wrist out.
Ooh.
He pulls out a vial of the same size, but looking at it, it's a good-sized vial. It's not quite this, right? It's more like just the interior one.
Okay.
Which is... it might get a little queasy. but he pulls out a sharpened spike.
I'm a big guy. I should be fine. I'm tall anyways.
He wipes it in a liquid that evaporates very quickly. You would surmise to be some kind of alcohol or ether. Like spirits of ether, not magical ether. Sanitizing it and says, "Forgive the pain." And you take 1 point of piercing damage.
Okay.
And quite quickly, blood does begin to pour. Fills up the vial.
Just kind of squeeze a little bit. So, yep.
Says, yes. As it nears the top, he places his thumb over it, which you notice has a little cream on it that kind of blots the wound, sealing it immediately. And he looks at it with his eyes wide and... This should be interesting. What is your name?
Syranos. That's all I've known.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Now, is there anything I can do to help you, madam?
I mean, I don't suppose the ingredients you have changed since yesterday.
If I had reserved myself to not pour so much into the magic that it was consumed by that enchantment, I would have been able to procure arcane solvent, but alas, I have not.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zenesha.
I will get it eventually. Thank
That's
you.
the spirit.
I have potions that do a great deal of other effects, if you are interested.
Yeah, anything that'll help out in a fight, I'm down for it.
In a fight, well, you all cleared out my healing potions. I specialize in potions for after the battle. I have those that will cure poison. I have those that will bring one that has been turned to stone back to flesh. And I even have those that will invigorate a body that is exhausted.
How much is that one?
Those are 25 gold apiece.
Can I have two?
I never thought
Two.
of that.
That will be 50 gold. And what he pulls out is, I mean, it looks like an energy drink. It's like this lime green clear liquid that, it's kind of, when it shakes, some bubbles rise to the top. Probably tastes like battery acid. That's 50 gold for the pair. Of course. Making the exchange, you have what is not an item in D&D Beyond, but you can put as... I will be making these. You can just take a note of Potion of Cure Exhaustion, which one use will remove a point of exhaustion. It says, I have many more of these if any of you are interested.
The potion
I
of
could take a few.
reversing turning to stone. Tell me more about that.
Oh, out on the Menagerie Coast and especially across the islands, much like far to the north in Isilra, there are basilisks. Their gaze, if it meets yours, can turn you to stone. I believe there are also arcane practitioners that can do the same.
What would this one cost?
100 gold apiece. And I have 3 at the moment.
Oh, I could buy one for our group, I suppose.
Might be good to have one.
You
Places
all
the potion out.
did a lot for me in helping me after that fight with that lich. So I'll buy one for the group.
So 100 gold deducted. And any of the exhaustion potions, however many you want, there are a multitude of them. Just 50 gold apiece. You could mark off as much gold as you would like to spend to buy as many as you would like. Now, are there any other needs?
I have a question. I know I bought
Of
that
course.
one, that big one yesterday, but do you have any
Of
that
course.
are unknown to you that you have made or in stock?
Oh, a crazy one indeed. And he pulls out a bin.
I sell cabbages. I'm crazy. I love it.
He pulls out a bin which is loaded with where all of his other potions are in consistent vials. They are the same format, same lid, same wax seal, the same twine, tied in the same way, labeled in the same way, clearly labeled as to exactly what they are, a description of their effect, a list of ingredients. Everything is on there. These are twisted in an ornate glass with gold filigree, a deep black vial, a vial of this lime green liquid that transforms into this pale whitish blue at the top that stays cloudy, and at the top of that one there's actually a small storm with static strikes in it. A multitude of strange potions. It says, these are ones that I have procured through trade with travelers. I cannot attest to their efficacy or even their effects.
How many are there in the box that he's showing me?
It looks like there's about 15 of a bunch of different types. Some smaller ones in more standard vials, but their contents are strange.
I would like to pick 5 of the most interesting looking ones.
Okay. Define interesting to...
Well, like that one
Drak.
that you said, like, looks like lightning strikes.
Okay.
Interesting at that aspect.
Yeah. Okay. So, taking
Doesn't
5
have
of
to be
the...
lightning, but just interesting.
Right. Just taking 5 of the more colorful, ornate, and strangely acting potions, one of which actually has the lid on bottom, but the liquid is still at the top of the bottle. Sets them all out, says, given how little I know of these, let's do 100 gold apiece. Yes?
Sounds fair to me.
Very well. And he hands these potions over. The
Well,
descriptions of which I will provide later.
Okay. I also grabbed 5 of the exhaustion ones.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Now, as you can see behind you, a line is forming. Are there any other needs I can satisfy for you today?
Thank you so much for your time. I think we're done here.
Of course. Now, have a good day.
You as
And
well.
remember, sir, only drink that potion during the Cabbages solstice.
Understood. Now, when's the next one again?
Well, if one happens in our lifetime.
Okay.
I bid you all farewell. And as you all step away from the cart and another group files in to begin the process anew, where will you go?
Oh, we need to get to Nico, Dramus, whatever,
Nico Dramas.
to make sure I get these there. Let's go. I'll just start walking off.
Yep, the cart, his hand cart, and himself begin to move, leaving the city. And the city here,
For an old guy.
yeah, especially while moving a cart. The city here, it's a little bit different than in the Empire. It's very intermingled at this point, and there are even city watch on this side occasionally. But there is no main wall and no main gate that prevents entry or exit to and from the city, which stands in stark contrast to the Empire. You all set out on the main road to the south of the Wuyun Gates, and within the day, the walls of the gorge fall away beside you, and the gentle decline of elevation is almost matched by the fall of the horizon, leading to this flat-looking effect to the land for a great distance. And you swear you can see in the distance Nicodranus, just a speck of a city on the horizon, sitting right at the edge of the ocean. And the ocean at this time of day has a glittering cast of light across it. Who would like to make the perception check for the first day's travel?
Drak will, because he's paranoid about his car.
All right, go ahead. 17. Okay. Moving along, you are past and pass a multitude of people here in the first day. They're on the road to a major border crossing. You see what you imagine are diplomats, escorted by entire troves of mercenaries. You see humble merchants like Drak pulling hand carts filled with simple goods. You see families coming or going from vacation or looking for new homes. And the day goes by without incident. As you bed down for night, is there any conversations or anything anybody would like to have?
Drak's just gonna sit next to his cart, drinking from his gourd. And for some reason doesn't seem to... He never seems to feel it, so you guys don't know whatever's in it. But he just talks to his cabbages lightly. Don't worry. The god of nature and drunkenness will protect us tonight.
I think after a bit of draconic practice with Zenesha, Syranos would turn back to Sashem. Well, would you like to practice again in the morning a little bit?
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Zenesha, go ahead and make an intelligence check. See if you can finally start retaining more than just one word of draconic. Okay. You pick up another word. Not quite really stringing sentences together yet, but it's actually getting there. You're to the point where if someone else is speaking Draconic, you're going to pick up bits of it. So, you're on your way. And it's actually encouraging. Who would be taking the first watch?
I will.
Okay, Sashem, go ahead and roll a perception check as everyone else beds down for the night.
Five.
5, okay. Okay. Drak, are you sleeping like against your cart? Like leaning on it?
At the time of sleep, he'd probably be up on top, just spread out on top of the tarp.
Okay. So, Sashem, you lost in thought, managing the fire, looking to the stars, which from here, the stars are beautiful. You can see the milky substance across the sky. Drak, you are abruptly awoken, plummeting to the ground.
My cabbages!
And as Drak screams out, you all turn and wake. Drak, you're lying on the ground. There's no cabbage cart.
Oh. Hello.
Do I see tracks anywhere of where the cart might have gone?
Make a perception check.
Why are you hollering?
My cart's gone.
14. My cabbages!
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Got 14.
I'm gonna go over to
Hey.
Sashem.
13 on the stealth
Did
check.
you not see anything?
There was nothing.
Cyrano says
He
you're
just-
going and walking to Sashem. Drak,
Comes out of
you do
your
see-
pay!
You
Point to
you
Sashem.
see a small figure creeping away in the darkness.
Echo teleport.
Echo teleport. Okay. To in front of it, behind it.
Behind it so I can surprise it and try to grapple it.
Okay. So, teleporting behind it. He stops. He kind of turns around and looks up at you. And you see a small kobold walking with a staff, just like staring at you.
And I picked it up.
So you're going to go to try to pick it up?
Oh, yeah. I'm grabbing
Okay,
it.
yeah, just go ahead. So if you're trying to make a grapple, go ahead and make an unarmed attack.
Okay. Unarmed. 17.
17. It's a strength saving. So they fail, and yeah, you basically pick them up by the scruff. And he's there like,
No, you let me go. I want the cabbages. Give me the cabbages. Let me have.
Where's the cart?
It's nowhere.
Put it back.
No.
And I pat my sword at my waist.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I have the cabbages now, so
Nope.
fuck you.
I
he
covered
casts
his
the
mouth.
spell. He got it out before you covered his mouth.
Okay.
And he casts a spell, and there's an explosion of grease all over you and him.
I'm still holding him.
So
like,
he-
just
Yeah, you're going to hold him. Go ahead and make an athletics or strength check at disadvantage because he is greased.
How far away is this
is
head from us?
Like 30 feet.
it so athletics or strength save or just
Just straight. just straight check.
Okay, so I'm gonna do disadvantage. You said?
Yes, because he is greased.
Oh boy.
And he rolled a 19. So he slips away. He slips out and he goes and starts to turn and run away from you. Do you take an attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
So disappointed. Anybody that would like, I need you all to roll initiative. Syranos, go ahead and roll your attack of opportunity.
You gotta be kidding me.
Drak is definitely.
I would like my attack of opportunity, if you'll allow, to be my breath weapon to freeze the grease and trap him in place.
Yeah, and this is, to be fair, this is also a moment where you're like, you get splashed with the grease and you're like, and then go ahead and roll the, or let's see, I need, you go ahead and roll the damage and I will roll.
It's a con
dex
14.
Save. Con 14. Yeah. It's a natural 16, so half damage.
Okay.
Okay, starting with Basil.
I got
that's horrible. It's so bad.
2 points because reduced by half. 2 points of frost damage. You do see the frost form on his skin as he's rushing away from you, and he's like, ah! And keeps lumbering away. Doesn't move too quickly.
That's good.
And then his initiative. Come on, roll good. Roll good.
Oh, I need to roll mine.
Yeah. He's got +2. Haha, 21. Get wrecked.
Dang. I got unlucky.
Yeah.
Wait, why did it send 2 rolls? Hold on.
I don't know. It looks like it rolled 3 to me. That's weird.
What is going on?
All right, so it'll be the kobold and then Basil. Stepping away, he gets, 20 feet away from you before he's kind of winded. And then he looks back at you and goes, the cabbages are mine. And he coils a rope at his feet, stands on it, and then goes, and the rope underneath him lifts up into a straight line. And as he rises with it, he disappears into the air. And then you see his head poke out from nothingness. And he goes, fuck you! And then disappears into it again. And pulls the rope up.
Are we doing this in initiative order? Or?
Yes. Now, Basil, it's your turn.
What is happening? I'm just gonna.
The little shit stole the cabbages.
I'm gonna try and yank the rope back down.
He pulled it up behind him. And you're currently that 30 feet away from that.
Can I look up and see if there's a way to get to him?
You make your way over there. You use your movement to get over there. Okay. Yeah, if you want to use your action to make a perception check or investigation, to you.
I will do perception. That's a 9.
A 9. Yeah, here in what is early night, but still a dark night, you don't see anything. It's like he just disappeared.
How did he do that?
All right. Syranos, it is your turn.
I mean, I guess since he was not too far away from me, and you said he's not visible now after he poked his head back into visible right whatever. Now. Is there anything noticeable? I've got to go off perception here, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and make a perception check. Drak, what was your initiative, by the way?
7.
7. Okay, so you're making a force of shame.
How high up did it look like he was, by the way?
Looked like about 10 feet.
So perception.
Perception, yep. 21.
Yeah.
You move over there and you kind of look up to where he was. You can see the mark in the dirt where he laid this rope down, and look up. And there's just this slit in the air itself where the end of the rope seems to attach itself but is tucked into the slit.
Can I put an echo in the slit to teleport?
Huh. So it's not that the answer is no, it's that there's going to be challenge associated with this. So
Okay.
Dunamis is Arcana, so go ahead and just make an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Oh no. Okay. Let's do this. Come on, dice. Are you kidding me? It's a 6.
Yeah, you go to reach out, and you know that like when you reach out, you can like form a connection with where you're trying to send the echo, and then it places, and it's like, nope, it's just not happening.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's still up there. And I look around. Who? Who
Right.
looks the lightest?
That's the end of your turn. Zenesha, it's your turn.
Nesha's gonna turn to Drak and ask, what do you want to have happen to the kobold? And
You can answer.
yeah, and she's gonna like try and sense
Destroy
like,
it!
with connection to Orthax, how much vengeance is in that?
There's no vengeance. None at all.
Okay. Then she'll at least walk up to where Syranos is and just be like,
Join him in staring up at the, the small stub of a rope that then immediately tucks itself into the sky. Drak, it is your turn.
I will, seeing where they are and where they're looking, I'm gonna get. You said they're 30 feet away from me.
10
About.
feet. Oh yeah, they're 25 or 30 feet away from you because it happened centered on you, so they're a little bit closer. And then this thing is about 10 feet up.
Okay, but where the kobold went up is where they are.
25 feet from you.
All right. I'm gonna go right to where I saw the kobold put the rope down, and I'm gonna look straight up. And I have 40 feet of movement, so it's that. And then, how does vertical jumping work?
So,
Is that similar
normally-
to jump distance, or?
No. So jump distance has standing and running, and vertical is generally just 5 feet, unless you have something that's increasing it. Now, you have people you could forcibly jump off of if you wanted to try.
Yeah, I'm actually okay. In my run there, I'm assuming Syranos is the one that's right in front of me. So I'm assuming the others kind of gathered over there. I'm gonna just run up him and jump up into the space.
Okay. Are you stepping on his tail?
Not at the very end, but just as a foothold up by where the waist would be, to go up to his shoulder and just launch off.
Right in the most sensitive part. Yeah. Just go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Mind you, he is 98 pounds. So
yes.
Acrobatics.
Yep, just go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Yep.
Got it. That'll be a 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, you jump up. What are you doing at the apex of this leap? You're definitely high enough to do.
I'm
something.
gonna just reach up right where I'm hoping the rope I saw was as it was being pulled up. I'm just trying to reach up in.
Yeah, you're able to reach your hand in, and you kind of get a grasp of this lip, and you are now dangling from nothing.
All right, I will pull myself up now that I have a grip.
All right. Basically takes the rest of your movement because it's effectively coming up from prone. You all see Drak just disappears into this slit.
What do I see around me now that I'm in there?
Don't have an action, or actually you would have an action left. Okay, yeah, you could use an action to make a perception check if you'd like.
I mean, is the kobold just right there?
Things are very, very dark. So if you're trying to discern anything, it's going to have to be a perception check.
Is there a rope at least at the base of my feet?
Oh yeah, you feel it kicking around at your feet.
Okay, so I'm going to kick the rope down so they can come up and then look around.
The rope does fall down to the ground, still attached to the edge of the slit. And that would effectively be all you could do this turn unless you have something for a bonus action.
That's what I'm reading real quick. Because I got a lot of stuff I can do with my bonus action as a monk. So,
yeah, you got like Step of the Wind, you got,
unarmed strike, flurry of blows, patient defense. And nothing that can actually help me other than say, get up here!
Save my cabbages!
All right. That goes on to Sashem. It's your turn.
I'm gonna go climb the rope.
Okay, just go ahead and make an athletics check.
Come on. Oh, that was almost an at 1.
Yeah. Your newly, even further strengthened arms pull you up quite quickly. And you are up and in this strange space that is rather dark.
And then I am going to cast on my breastplate light.
Okay. And as light casts out from your breastplate, you see, first, about 4 feet ahead of you, a cart filled with cabbages. The tarp has been ripped off. And on top, you see a kobold.
That's 5 gold!
That's 5 gold. All right. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I'm just gonna unsheath my rapier. That's it. That's all I can do.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not meaning to speak when it's not my turn. It just makes it fun.
Oh, it's
you
fine.
can go.
Yeah, like we said when we started this campaign, there's room for RP. Here on the kobold's turn, he's sitting up there. He's gonna use his turn to eat 2 cabbages. And you see the flying bits of cabbage flying off and falling all over the other cabbages.
Drak holds up 3 fingers.
Basil, it's your turn.
I'm gonna climb the rope as well.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
That is a not natural 20.
Oh, it's still you're up and you're in there and you see this same thing. You see a kobold furiously munching on these cabbages, and Sashem's breastplate is casting light into this room. And this room is basically kind of just like this, not quite a sphere. It's kind of flattened from that, but basically just some kind of sub-dimensional space.
You stop eating those. I'm gonna go try and run over and tackle him.
Okay, so yeah, you'd have enough movement left. Go ahead and trying to make basically a shove attack, right? Tackle him. Just go ahead and make an unarmed strike.
Is it 22?
Oh, Yeah, he's going to have to make a strength saving throw. And with a natural 1, you clobber the shit out of him. Boom! And slam with him off of the cabbages onto the other side of the cart, which the other of you in there, you just see Basil, and then he disappears on the other side of the cart, and you hear,
What do I do with him now?
Syranos, it's your turn.
Up the rope.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. Here it is. Why?
Oh, 10 is all you needed, though. The DC is 10 for a simple climb like this. Up the rope takes you all of your movement to do it. But you're up there, and you get up at the lip, and you see the same sight.
First, I'm going to say, where is he?
And you can hear,
No, let me go. I want to eat the cabbages.
I want to bonus action put an echo on the other side of the cart. Just
Okay.
like looking down at him.
okay.
because I can't use my action to
Yeah.
teleport, but I can put an echo there.
Go ahead. Go ahead and just make an intimidation check.
Oh, okay. Sure, why not? 6.
All right, that being the end of your turn. Zenesha, it's your turn.
Climbs the rope.
All right, Zenesha, make an athletics check. If you'd like to rage, it'd be at advantage.
Nope.
No.
19.
Yep, easy enough. You're up there. You still have about 15 feet of movement left.
We'll just witness the chaos. And without getting any closer to it, he's just gonna yell out, "Hey, Kobold, do you want to make a trade?"
Just make a persuasion check.
18.
18. Okay. Okay. See what happens when it comes to his turn. Drak, it's your turn.
He's upset about his cabbages being stolen, and he's just gonna go over there and start smacking the guy, and with his as he's jumping over the cart, comes over and goes, bam!
Okay, go ahead and roll your attacks with advantage because he is prone and being grappled, which gives you basically flanking.
He yells as he's coming in, "My cabbages! Free!" And rolling with advantage on the quarterstaff. Gives him a 17.
17 definitely hits.
And then that was with 2 hands. So a total of 10 bludgeoning.
Ow. You do
And
a crack right on the top of the head.
As a bonus action, I am going to spend a key point with Flurry of Blows. It is like
Oh my gosh. Yep, go ahead and roll the attacks for that.
I think it's just one swing right there. Or is there 2?
Yeah, because you don't have more attacks yet.
Okay. So yeah, still at advantage though. So haha.
Mm-hmm.
For a total of 16.
With a 16, he waves his hand and an arcane shield crosses in front of him and boing, bounce off of it. He has an AC of 11. So shield
Remind
takes him
me,
up to that
spending
16.
key points.
Or 12, sorry.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you can only spend 1 key point a turn.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure. All right. That's my turn.
Okay. Sashem, it's your turn.
I'm gonna start walking around this place to see if I can find anything of value.
Okay, just make an investigation check.
Because if I can't, 18. If I can't freaking save his cabbages, I want to get him something that will shut him up so I don't hear it about his cabbages
Okay.
after this.
And also, real quick, I realized, Arni, that you did roll initiative. It just showed up as different colors, so I didn't see it. So it blended in. So we'll give you 2 turns after this. Go ahead, Sashem.
Oh,
What was
I
your...
want to look around. 18.
real quick,
18?
I can do 2 strikes with a flurry of blows.
Okay, go ahead and roll the second attack. The AC is now 17, by the way.
24.
Oh, yeah, that's going to hit. Sashem, there is nothing in here except for the cart and the people.
And that was my action, right?
7
Yes.
damage on that second flurry.
7 damage. Yeah, Drak, you're beating the shit out of this thing. He's looking terrible. Any capacity to understand language at this point has probably been lost due to the multiple blows to the head. So Zenesha's plan to make a deal is probably out the window.
All right, go ahead and continue, Sashem.
Okay.
Since there's nothing in here, if I have any movement left, obviously since my action's gone, I'm just gonna walk over and prepare to beat the crap out of this thing later.
Okay. All right. You move over and prepare to commit war crimes. Can
I change that? Can I just start trying to move the cart out of the slit?
Okay. Yeah. You could go start moving that. You don't have an action, so you can't do much. You could basically
I could just walk over to it. Yeah.
So Arni, catching you back up. So first turn, I imagine you're going up the rope, unless you're waiting outside.
So this might actually work to be very funny, because I imagine that the way that this would work with Arni is that he's gonna spend the entire first turn just like they having me chase them underwater in underwater tombs and under lakes, and now they're wanting me to climb up ropes in the sky. Why can't we just for once stay on the ground or in a nice little cave? Okay, fine, I can do this. And then I'm going to start climbing the rope, and then I'm going to see the cart as it's like being pushed out of the hole.
Yeah. So you're stopping?
I think I'd be like about halfway up the rope by the time the cart is like on the edge of...
Okay. All right. So at the end of your turn, we go to the kobold. And stuck under a person with a creepy shadow, a man looming over, and another man in full plate coming around. He just says, "Fuck it." And he shoots this beam of fire that impacts the wall. And suddenly, and Arni from outside, there's this light flash of orange light from the seam. And then a gout of flame just pours out. Now, the rope trick is immediately ended because he had 3 hit points left, and a fireball is more than enough to outright kill him at this point, most likely. But I need everyone that was in the hole to make a dexterity saving throw. Basil, you'd be at disadvantage because you are prone tackling him.
I'm also resistant to fire.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
9.
17.
Even at disadvantage, wow.
Yeah, I rolled a
The
15.
DC, the DC's, yeah, the DC is only 13, so just keep that in mind.
18 for Drak.
5 for Sashem.
9 versus Zenesha.
An interesting roll on fireball damage. 19 points of damage if you take full damage, and half of that to 9 if you succeeded the save of a DC 13.
If I'm resistant, what would that do for me?
It'd be
It'd
cut
make
in
it
half.
Half.
How
okay.
high? How high up was the opening?
10 feet. And
Oh.
as the spell ends, the rope just fizzles, and you kind of just drop to the ground. You were only 5 feet up, so it's not like a big
Okay.
deal for you. Everyone else, you also come plummeting to the ground and take a max roll 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Basil, as you crash down, the charred corpse of this kobold just kind of like crumbles into charcoal underneath you as you fall.
Ah!
But we can now leave initiative.
Is there any teeth left over? Did they survive at least? Or is it just all...
Yeah, I mean, make an investigation check, I guess.
yeah, done.
Not sure how valuable kobold teeth are, but
Why did it just roll twice? That's so weird.
I don't know. We'll just take that one. You find 10 kobold teeth.
Cool.
They're lightly charred. Drak. The cart has been destroyed again. There's cabbage everywhere. It smells great right now. It smells awesome. Except when it mingles with the incinerated kobold.
My cabbages! No! Save what you can!
I'm gonna start picking up cabbages.
I am too.
All right.
Take it.
Everybody that's helping to pick up cabbages, just roll a d10.
Okay.
You guys all right up there?
We're not up there anymore.
They're not up
Oh,
there
it
now.
fell
They
down.
have crashed to the ground.
Now
man.
now we get good high rolls. What the heck?
I got
Not
two.
me.
When-
Nope.
When the
okay.
fireball went off, the concentration spell that was keeping them up there ended because the kobold is dead.
Oh, so did like everybody land on me then?
Yeah, pretty much. The cart was actually forward of you, so you didn't get crushed by it. Nobody was under it, thankfully. But it was not a, graceful event as everybody came down. So a total, out of the 300 cabbages, Drak, there is recovered.
Did you add my 2 to it?
Yeah, I'm working on it. 35. What, about 10%. Everything else is incinerated or dirty beyond sale quality.
I'll just start throwing them all into my bag of holding.
All right.
Keep them safe.
35 cabbages in a bag of holding.
I hate to ask this, Drak, but why don't you just keep them in a bag of holding?
It's not how a merchant works.
I mean, you could transport
We
them
need
and
to
then put them in
display
the
our-
cart when you get there.
It's just not how it's been working the whole time. I've made money better with the cart.
You've lost so much money from travels, I'm sure.
Hang
This
on,
could
hang on.
definitely save you so much heartache if you just rent a cart when you get to a place and then pull your cabbages out to sell them. Then he
I
won't
have
get
a
jumped
good
by
idea.
kobolds in the middle of a forest plain.
I have a
Why do
good
I hire
idea.
people like you?
Okay, Drak, I'm gonna make another deal with you. When we get to Nicodranus, I will make you a metal cart.
You better do something. You're the one on watch.
Yeah. Metal cart.
Mhm.
Metal cart.
And that is where we end tonight's session.
He doesn't need a metal cart. He needs to use his back holding, and he needs to rip carts when he gets to where he's selling them.
I'm
What
gonna make
in
one that's
the
so cool.
tar?
I'm gonna make one that's so cool. It's gonna have this thing he hits a button on, and it goes cha-ching. It's gonna be the greatest.
Oh,
Why
man.
are you the cabbage man? Why?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.